Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining on this. Today's Wednesday. Today is hump day. Hopefully all you guys are having a great hump day. Hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Also make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Hey, Frenchie. Where you been hiding, Frenchie? Again, where you been hiding, Frenchie? Where you been hiding? Hit the like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Got a couple of announcements. Announcement number one. Congratulations to Indiana University on their national championship win. Now, my dogs, my Georgia Bulldogs, should have been a team. We should have been there. If we would have been there, we would have won, but we blew our game, the quarterfinal game against Ole Miss. Again, we blew that game, which is a damn shame. But we'll be back next year, y'all. We will be back next year. Also, shout out to I Show Speed, who's currently in Nigeria, doing his thing. Again, currently in Nigeria, doing his thing. Shout out to I Show Speed in Nigeria. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Let's hear tours. We're rolling to Cape Town in March 25th to April 2nd. If you're interested in joining us, please visit donfo.africa. Again, please visit donfo.africa. Also, we are rolling to Senegal, and we might include a day trip in Lisbon, Portugal. I'll keep you guys posted. We might include a day trip in Lisbon, Portugal. I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, we're rolling to Senegal for the Jazz Festival in May. That's May 19th through May 9th through the 18th. And we might, like I said, we might show up and show out in Lisbon for a day. I don't know yet, but we'll see. But again, please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. Please visit donfo.africa to learn more. Again, please visit Donfo, DANFO.Africa to learn more. Without further ado, They got him, y'all. They got him. The person behind the alleged coup, well, I guess it's not an alleged coup, attempted coup, who was the former ex-president of Burkina Faso after they led the coup against the president. I forgot who the president was. And this guy was in power for like a year. Then the captain, Ibrahim Traore, removed him. And so this guy wanted to get his get back. And it didn't work out for him. And from per the reports, he had went to Togo to try to hide in Togo, but Togo turned him over to Burkina Faso, which is the right thing to do. See, if you're a sellout, if you're going to be a sellout, you're supposed to go to Ivory Coast. Again, if you're going to be a sellout, you're supposed to go to Ivory Coast. That's where you're supposed to go. To Ivory Coast. Then you can hide there or go to Europe. But let's check this out, you guys. Again, shout out to I wonder what's gonna happen to him. I wonder if they're gonna execute him or just throw him in prison for the rest of his life. And obviously, this whole coup wasn't well thought out
just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Thank you for joining us. We begin with a power struggle spilling across West Africa. An assassination plot targeting Burkina Faso's leader, Ibrahim Traore, is now unraveling beyond its borders, with a former president accused of being the mastermind.
Fair use, you guys. Fair use.
Being arrested and extradited from Togo. That man is Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, a former lieutenant colonel who briefly ruled Burkina Faso after a military coup in 2022. Reports say Damiba was detained last week in Lomé. He was reportedly questioned over his attempted coup in Burkina Faso and then escorted to the airport, where Togolese government claims he has been returned to his home country. Ouagadougou is yet to confirm these reports, but multiple reports suggest he has indeed been sent back to Burkina Faso. Damiba ruled Burkina Faso for just 8 months before Traore overthrew him. He then fled into exile in neighboring Togo. Authorities say that is where the plotting continued. They say the latest attempt was planned for January the 3rd. The alleged objective was to assassinate Traore, eliminate senior junta leaders, and disable a key drone base used in counter-insurgency operations. The government says the operation was coordinated from abroad and stopped just in time.
Hey, Jonathan, call in. You have an interesting take. So is he really a sellout? If he led the original coup, which ousted the president before him, and then Captain Ibrahim Traore led a coup against him, is he a sellout or is he just getting his get back? Jonathan, call in. I'd like to hear your take on that.
On January 3rd, 2026, a plan was in place to destabilize the country. This was to be carried out through a series of assassinations, beginning with the neutralization of Comrade Captain Ibrahim Traore. We have named only the main actor. He is former Lieutenant Colonel Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba. His key mission was to design and plan the actions, to seek and mobilize funds, and to recruit civilians and military personnel.
Well, authorities say this was not just an external threat. They claim it was also an inside job. Investigators say a senior Air Force officer, Captain Koulidiate Prosperi, confessed to participating in the operation. Officials say he admitted to receiving nearly $15,000 and took orders directly from Damiba. According to his statement, he was contacted via the Zangi messaging app and tasked with targeting the Sapone drone base. Authorities say disabling that base would have severely weakened Burkina Faso's military response. Burkina authorities also claim part of the funding originated from Ivory Coast, a serious allegation against one of France's closest regional allies. Abidjan has denied any involvement.
A large portion of the funding comes from Ivory Coast, whose most recent operation amounts to $125,000.
The allegations fit a broader pattern. Ouagadougou has repeatedly accused Ivory Coast of hosting networks working to undermine Traore's government. In April last year, officials said they foiled another major plot linked to former Burkina officers operating from Ivory Coast. In July 2024, Traore claimed a destabilization effort was operating out of Abidjan, accusing Ivory Coast and Benin of hosting French military bases. Burkina says intelligence services foiled the latest operation before it could be executed. Had it succeeded, it would have reportedly been Burkina Faso's third coup in just 4 years. All of them allegedly to Ivory Coast. Since taking out, Traore has reportedly survived at least 18 assassination or coup attempts. Some estimates put that number even higher.
Let me bring Sid on. Go ahead, Sid.
Hey, Dennis.
How you doing?
All right, good. My whole take on this whole incident is you have to understand Togo President Yadima, his father Nusumbe Yadima was the president, right? So he overthrew the Pan-African president that was there before. It's almost like Musa Traore of Mali. He was the Pan-African president of Mali. And he was, Moribo Keita was overthrown by Musa Traore, right? So Togo, Benin, Ivory Coast, these are all sellout country. So I think we're going to get a detail. I don't think if Togo government was involved in it. It could be the Burkinabe when they kidnapped him from Togo and brought him to Burkina Faso. But it's no way that I don't think if Togolese president will ever give him out because he's another French sycophant. He's the guy in Benin is the same thing. The guy Lassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast. These are all sellout countries. So I don't know how it happened, but I don't think if Togo is actually involved in capturing and giving out to Burkina Faso. I don't think so.
Okay, go ahead, Wilfred. What's going on? Give us the play-by-play on what's going on and what coup is next. Go ahead, Wilfred.
Wait a minute. I have to cut. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. We're here.
Sorry, I'm on my phone. I had to cut YouTube. I just could hear half of what Sid said. And actually, that's right, because Gnassingbé is the son of the dictator Gnassingbé Eyadema, who was basically given the power from France after the killing of the Pan-African Sylvianus Olympio. And in Togo, the situation is quite complicated, actually, because this guy, as I already told in several shows, he's in a very difficult position. As Sid said, he is basically a product of France-Afrique. But the problem is, he shows the wave of Pan-Africanism that is spreading on the continent. And as I told you last time, even the media from France-Afrique named Jeune Afrique led polls in several West African countries to determine what how positively the AES was viewed. And as I told you, the two countries with the lowest results were Senegal and Ivory Coast, where the AES was positively seen, respectively, with 66% in Senegal and 69% in Ivory Coast. These are the lowest results. Okay, and in Togo, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, his name is Robert Dussé-Comlan, he said once in TV then, and it corroborates what the polls showed, that at least or around 70% of Togolese population would agree to join the AES. So it shows you how Pan-Africanism basically is prevalent. And for Gnassingbé knows it, even though he got his power from basically France and from the West. So The guy knows he's illegitimate. He received the power from a father who is illegitimate. He basically, anyway, took the power by force. And he knows he's hated. So that's the reason why he basically moved towards the AS in order to appease his people and to try to protect himself from a coup. And that's the basically, I think the English expression that we could use to describe his situation is he's walking on a tightrope. I think that's what you said, right? So he's in a very bad situations, and the move he did with Damiba, and I'm quoting the analysis of the Professor Franklin Yamsi right here, who is a very prominent Pan-African, like Kemi Seba or Nathalie Yemb, and who, by the way, was greeted by every president of the AS, just to tell you. And he said it was yesterday that, and I agree with him, basically, you're going to see moves in Togo. I don't know which direction is going to go, but you're going to see moves in Togo because it wasn't planned that Damiba was arrested and given to Burkina. And by doing this,
so you think Togolese has something to do with it? Well, so Sid said Togolese didn't have anything to do with his arrest, but you're saying they did.
It's clear. It's in every French, even mainstream media. They arrested Damiba. They are the one who arrested Damiba. It's not Burkina.
They gave him over to Burkina Faso. Okay.
Yeah, it's what happened. They handed him over to Burkina Faso. So by doing this, basically, yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not cutting you up. See, that's why I'm not convinced, because Yadima is another French puppet, right? He always run into the hand of Lassane Ouattara. I see all the time in Abidjan, the same as this guy that wanted to destroy Benin democracy right now. He was a businessman, right? So the guy that was there, because Benin was a very stable country. They have a very stable, democracy all along. But this businessman that came into power, and Alassane Ouattara corrupted him, and France corrupted him. He wanted to.
Wait a minute, you're talking about Patrice Talon in Benin.
He was about to get overthrown. So we will get his source clear, but I'm not sure if Togo will ever hand out this guy to Burkina Faso. I'm not sure. It could be, Burkina Faso will say, well, he was arrested in Togo, but we have to hear from Togolese leadership to know if they were involved in it or not. But we haven't heard from them yet. So definitely we have to wait and hear that. That's how I think.
Sorry, but you're being extremely skeptical. I mean, literally and they didn't deny it, actually. Because if they didn't take him, if they didn't arrest him themselves and give it to Burkina, they would have contradicted the information. They haven't. And it's literally in every media that I read, whether it's African or French. So I don't think this information is not accurate, because plus the guy literally lived in Togo, and it was actually an agreement that they had when the coup from Ibrahim Traore succeeded.
Hello.
The guy was allowed. I repeat, allowed.
One second, Sid. I guess you can't hear us, Sid. Some drop off and come back in, because Sid can't hear us. Yeah, let me remove him and have him come back in. Come back in, Sid. Go ahead, Wilfred.
Oh, okay. I wasn't trying to say. Oh, okay. I was just saying that I don't think that I think that Sid is getting too skeptical about the veracity of the information. I think it's undeniable. If the Damiba, basically it was an agreement. When Ibrahim Traore took power, so toppled him, the guy had two options to flee: Ivory Coast and Togo. And Togo said, okay, we're going to get the guy, and the conditions was he should not get involved in Burkinabe politics. What he basically violated. And that's the reason why Togo was in a bad position, because Togo wanted to have, as I explained the situation with Nyasimbe, they don't want to have bad relationships with the AS, right? Because as I said in precedent show also, the Togolese government is basically benefiting hugely from the bad relationships between the AS and Benin, for instance, because Benin used to be one of the ports through which the AS used to import its stuff, and the AS stopped and used the ports of Togo instead. So the Togolese ports now of Lomé basically increased its economical activity a lot, right? So basically, they don't have an interest in having bad relationships with the AS. And as I said, I just explained shortly before, the guy in Togo, yes, he's from France Afrique, but he's in an extremely precarious situation, politically speaking and geopolitically speaking. And the moves he did, and that's what I was saying about what the Professor Franklin Yamsi said. The Professor Franklin Yamsi basically said that he thinks that the move he did condemned Togo to make a move towards the IS, because by doing what he did, by arresting Damiba, right, who is basically a Western puppet, he basically prevented the Western world from, especially France in that case, to have a weapon against the IS. So it remains to be seen. I can't say actually much more than this, but that's where it is now.
Sid, you want to respond?
Yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying, but I don't see Yadima, throwing Alassane Ouattara, for Burkina Faso, because I see him all the time in Abidjan, and it's almost like Ouattara is ruling on almost 3 different countries, ruling Benin, Togo, including Abidjan, right? So to see Yadima, siding with Burkina Faso, I don't see the possibility of that. But we have to wait to hear from the Togolese leadership to know if they
By
were
the way, it's not
involved.
Eyadema, it's Fagnassine, but Eyadema was his father.
Yeah, I'm just mentioning his last name. His last name is Yadima. If her father was Nosungbe Yadima, he was a military guy, stupid military guy that ruled Togo for years and years, right? So he turned the power over to his son. So now his son is in power. And every time, something is going on, France will always support him. He always running into Abidjan. I see him all the time in Abidjan. So for him to take Sao AES, I don't see the possibility of that happening. So that's what I said. The whole fake coup, we have to hear from the Togolese leadership to know if they were involved in it or not.
They were involved, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying what you're saying is not true, but it's because you have to understand this. Ivory Coast, the CFA in Ivory Coast, in West Africa, right? Ivory Coast has 60% of the CFA currency. The other rest of 40% is Senegal and the other rest of West Africa.
Wait a minute. I don't disagree with all of it. What you're saying is, I mean, that's true. The only part is that I don't know what you mean actually by saying that the Togolese weren't involved. The guy lived in Togo. There was an agreement with Burkina. They let him flee after he was toppled to Togo, and the condition was this guy shouldn't get involved in Burkinabe politics. What he didn't do by organizing the coup d'etat. That's why he was arrested.
No, I'm not saying that what you're saying is not right. That's what I'm saying. We should wait and hear the because.
And it was confirmed. Right? It was confirmed by the Togolese government, actually.
Oh, okay. Wait, it could be right. It could be right because
it could be. It is right. That's the only problem I have with what you say.
Okay, because right now, recently they just inaugurated the Guinean president, Mamadi Doumbouya, right? So AES use Guinea port frequently compared to Togo or Benin, because Guinea has the biggest port compared to Togo or Benin. So
the problem is the AES, just for the sake of information, what you say is not true. The AES is as big as Western Europe. I'm going to say it again. As big as Western Europe. It's as big as Portugal, France, Spain, England, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, Denmark, England, Ireland together, and even more. It's huge.
No, I'm not
That's the
saying
reason
that
why they
AES is not big.
they need several ports to get their stuff. The port of Guinea-Conakry being one of them. But they also use the port of Togo, and they even make a contract to use the port of Tema in Ghana. Now that the new president is there.
No, I'm not saying that they're not using any other port. But Mali, specifically Mali and Burkina Faso, they receive 60% of their stuff through Guinea port. Guinea has the biggest port compared to Togo or Benin. That's what I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're not getting stuff from through there, but a lot of their stuff they get it through Guinea Conakry, and it's easier for you to travel from Guinea Conakry to Bobo Dioulasso. You know the city of Bobo Dioulasso is very easy. It's just it's easy from the second capital city of Conakry, which is Kankan. From Kankan to Bamako, it's a very good infrastructure. It would take you less than 2 hours from Kanga to Bamako, less than 2 hours. So it's easier for them to go to Guinea Conakry to get their tools.
No, I'm sorry.
Even though
it's
they
not,
know Guinea,
it's
Guinean
not true
president
from every.
right now
That's
he's
why.
married
That's why.
to Gendarmerie, a French Gendarmerie, French lady, but because they have to use the port of Guinea, they have to have that relationship with Guinea.
Sir,
you know.
Sir,
So they get a lot
that's
of
true
their
from
stuff through Guinea.
that's true for the Malian
So what
part
you
of
say?
the AES.
I'm not saying it's not true, but we have
Can
to
you hear me?
I don't think
get it
I don't
detail
think
and
he
get
hear
it
you.
fact.
Yeah, he can't. Sid,
Okay.
can you hear us? Sid. Yeah, he can't hear us. Let me remove him. Sid, like you're
Okay.
having issues with your sound. All right, go ahead, Wilfred.
No, my point is that anyway, it's just details. But what he said regarding, for instance, the Mali is right. The AES, once again, I'm going to say it again, is huge. The problem being, when you look at the maps that are used, generally speaking, to represent the world, these are these Mercator projection. And these Mercator projection basically make Africa appears way smaller than it is. And the problem being that when you look at Africa on these maps, you don't see how huge it is. But damn, I repeat it. Mali, Burkina, and Niger, with a population of only 75 million people around, about 75 million people, is as big as the whole Western Europe. Okay? So,
And let me
what he says,
Sid, you can't hear us. Something is wrong with your sound. With your sound. Okay, go ahead, Wilfred.
Anyway, I was just saying, what he says regarding the port of Conakry is right. From Conakry to Bamako is short. But if you want to reach then, let's say, Niamey in Niger, then the shorter routes to the sea is, all the ports down south in Cotonou, in Benin, or in Lomé, in Togo. And that's the reason why, or even in Accra for Burkina Faso. And that's the reason why the AES still need these ports. They can't just ignore them completely. Except if these countries, to some point, join the AES. That's what I want to say. But I mean, that's not, that's just detail. But it's still important to say this.
All right, guys. Links in the chat room. If you want to call in, please click on the link. Again, if you want to call in, please click on the link. So, Wilfred, who's next on the table as far as coups?
Well, I just quoted the it's not mine, right? It's the hypothesis from the Professor Niamti right here. Given what Nyasimbe just did, okay, he's on the hit list of imperialists now, okay? Which means something should happen in Togo too. Whether he get toppled by imperialists or whether he tried to save his seat by, for instance, moving closer to the AES, which is not going to be easy because the AES are just dealing with him out of real politics. And that's what I try to explain. They don't deal with Togo because they like this guy. They know they're not more stupid than any of us. They know exactly what we see. They know who he is. They know why he moves the way he moves from Nyasingbe, right? But they need the goddamn Lomé port. They need some port in the south because of geography, as I said. I repeat once again, because CD was gone. The AES is as big as Western Europe. You can't just have one port in Guinea-Conakry. The port of Guinea-Conakry is good enough to basically provide Mali, right? Same for the ones in Senegal. But when it comes to Burkina, when it comes to Niger, okay, you need the ports in the south. That's the reason why Ghana, for instance, with the new president, they signed the contract with Burkina Faso to now become one of the major ports that Burkina Faso relies on to get its stuff from the Atlantic Sea, right? The port of Tema. And this is the same thing for Togo and Nyasingbe. They need this gas, especially now that the relationship with Nigeria and Benin are so bad. Okay. So the hypothesis is simply, sorry, you were speaking German. Something's going to happen in Togo. What is going to be either a reactionary imperialist coup like you had in Guinea, Bissau, or maybe, I don't know, a Pan-African could take the power, or Nyasingbe could try in a desperate move to force to join the AES, and he already made some signals in this direction earlier in 2025, right? In order to try to save his seat, because he's going to have problem with ECOWAS too by doing what he did. That's the hypothesis right here.
So that's what I'm saying. There's two things we have to understand. The exporting things through Guinea-Conakry Airport. Guinea has its own currency. They are not member of the CFA. They have franc Guinea. Well, Benin, Togo, Burkina Faso, and Mali, they all have franc CFA, which is a very stronger currency compared to franc Guinea. Number one. Number two, the infrastructure getting to the port of Conakry is very good, because I sometimes send through things from Mali to Guinea airport, Guinea port, right? And also, if Togolese president is involved in this, I guarantee you, he will be thrown out by the French puppet. That will be the biggest risk that he will ever be taking, right? So let's see how it happens. It's almost like what happened in Benin. That guy is a French puppet. If he were not French puppet, he were going to be overthrown. But for the fact that he's trying to destroy democracy in Benin. Benin was a very stable country in terms of democracy. They have a free and fair election in and out. But when this corrupt businessman came, he's trying to destroy everything in Benin. But because he's a French puppet, France signal Ouattara signal Nigeria, and they sent military to turn down the coup, right? So let's see how this whole thing play. Can the younger Yadima take that risk to side with ES? His leadership will be done. He will be gone, and that's what I want, because he's been there forever. He's not doing anything for Togo. So
the problem being, I think we're turning around here.
Hey, City. Let me pass the mic to Jonathan, because he just hopped on. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Okay,
Jonathan.
Yeah, I was saying earlier. I mean, how is he a traitor when Traore cooed him out? Now, the craziest thing is that the reason why supposedly people were protesting against him is because the jihadist people, they took over like 40% of the country. But ever since Traore got in power, they took even more of a percentage of the country, damn near 60%. Traore hasn't done anything different than that guy was doing. So it would make sense that he would try to coup Traore out, and I would support him anyway. Traore ain't done anything to actually get all the garner and the praises that he's been getting lately.
Hey, Jonathan, can you expand on that? Because, those are fighting words.
Hey, they fighting words, but it is what it is. The dude, Damiba, he cooed the president out and tried to get away from the whole French colonial thing, right? But people were mad at him because the jihadist people, they were still taking over the country. They got a bigger chunk of the country when he got into power. So he removed a whole bunch of people from office, the Secretary of Defense and all of those people. And whatever the case may reason, the people in the military, they weren't happy about the decisions he made, so they cooled him out. Ibrahim Traore did that shit, right? But ever since Ibrahim Traore got in power, the jihadists have took even more of the country. So for the most part, I kind of think that all the praise is coming from outside of Burkina Faso. That people inside of the country may not actually like to do it as much as we might actually think they do. And so I would support, if they want to remove Traore, they should remove him. He ain't done anything to get all the praise that he's getting. It's just that people like him for whatever reason. I don't really understand it.
I think you probably confusing confusing Burkina with Mali. Mali,
We're talking about the president, the one that tried to get rid of Traore.
No, you talking about taking land in Burkina Faso. The terrorists that are in Burkina Faso, they only hit and run. The one in Mali, the Tuareg rebel that in Mali, they take land. They take land from the Malian government. But what I see in Burkina Faso, that's more of like a hit and run. They come, they hit the burnt villages. Same as what they do in Nigeria is the same tactic they do in Burkina Faso. Whereas Mali, because you got to understand it, the Mali Tuareg, there are certain Arab groups from the northern part of Mali. They come, they take land, they occupy the land. Whereas the terrorist group in Burkina Faso, they just come and hit and run. So it's not like open type of infantry fight, like a battle to battle, like what you see that happening in Liberia. It's not that type of war that is in Burkina Faso. What in Mali, they take possession of the land. So when you say the president that was there before, now the terrorists are taking more land in Burkina Faso. I don't know what you mean by that. You know, first of all, this guy did not even stay in power that long. And before he did, when he came to power, the guy that was there was a free and fair election in Burkina Faso. You know, there was an elected president, everything was moving smoothly. He came here, overthrew the president, and then he was a French puppet. And Ouattara, or this guy, the young guy, or Ibrahim Traore came here, remove him, right? And he has carried on some development. You know, he's not perfect. He's not 100%. He's the same military leader. I'm not here to support him, but he is far better than what this other guy was doing. So I don't know what you mean by the terrorists are taking land in Burkina Faso. Which part of Burkina Faso are you talking about? Maybe you're confusing that with Mali, right? Because Mali,
we're talking about the same Burkina Faso that you're talking about now.
Mali situation, Ibe was a president. He was an elected president in Mali. And it's in Kota came and overthrew the elected president. And now the Tuareg rebel have taken more land in Mali. So what was the benefit of his coup d'etat? I'm not supporting AES, a country. I'm not supporting that. Even what went on in Mali was completely wrong. I think Kota had no reason of overthrowing Ibeka. Ibeka was doing completely fine with Mali, right? So he was an elected president.
Are you serious? Oh my God. Okay.
No, when I say far better, look the land that the terrorists are taking over in Mali. They have taken vast amount of land compared to when the time Ibeka was there, right? So what was the reason of moving civilian government? If he as a military man came to power, he's now protecting Mali. And the terrorists are running the country over all the time. Buses cannot even travel from city to city in Mali right now. There's always ambush attack on civilian buses every day, right? So what was the benefit of Assimi Goïta coming to power?
Yeah, but you also know that under this older president, for instance, in Burkina, Blaise Compaoré and so on, right? They had some agreements with these terrorists. They basically let them some part of the territory so that they have their peace. So if that's what you want and never be free, okay, let's go back to Ibeka. This kind of typical corrupted politician who did nothing but eat and drink. And don't complain then when your country basically goes down. At least with the IS, and the premise is going to take time, because this kind of things take time. Building a country takes time. You can just, as you said, within 2 to 5 years, make what hasn't been done in 40 goddamn years, right? Well, it takes time to build the country, right? So, but I mean, to this point, are you Malian, CD?
No, I'm not. I'm Liberian, but I speak Madingo. My tribe is in all those
Okay.
countries. Madingo is speaking in a lot of these countries. That's why I got to know.
Yeah, CD, your name is Sidiki, right? Or something like that.
CDB.
CDB. Okay, that's his last name. Okay. Well,
yep.
I mean, that's the decision that French-speaking population are making now, right? Because they've been having enough people like Ibeka, okay, who led the country to the point where it is. They have to decide now where the country, where the future is going to go, and they're making the decision to fight. And yes, it's hard. Yes, they can't win every battle. You also have to shouldn't forget that this country had a military that was completely, literally inexistent at the time where Ibeka was there, right? I have to remind you, when Ibeka was there, it was the time where these humiliating pictures and videos of the Malian army, right, with wooden rods, not even real weapon, were basically making pew-pew sounds in order to simulate the fact to shoot with weapons.
Yeah, but
because they didn't have the basic weapons. And
yeah, but you have to understand this. One thing you have to understand. Who was the first president of Mali? Modibo Keita, right? He was a Pan-African president, right? Moussa Traore was a military leader. He came here, overthrew Modibo Keita. He was there for years and years. Military government is not a solution. If Ibeka was there, he was corrupt, election come, they remove him. But now, Assimi Goïta is there. He's not fighting the war. The terrorists are taking over Mali. What was the benefit of him taking over from Ibeka?
What was the benefit of having Ibeka in the first place? That's what I'm trying to ask you.
What, because
when Ibeka was there, okay, these Tuaregs that you're talking about literally had a separate country where they had their rules, where every kind of traffics were going on in their region, where the states have no goddamn control over this part of the territory. Now Goïta is back, and of course, because he's back, he took back Kidal, the head state of this region. Well, of course, they're under attack with the help of Mauritania and Algeria. This region is extremely complicated, and I have to once again remind the people that how huge this region is.
Yeah, but
how huge this region is. We're talking about a region that is literally as big as Western Europe.
Yeah,
with the three countries combined.
Country, but election could remove Ibeka. But Assimi Goïta came, he got rid of this guy. He killed some other military guy. He's in power right now. He's not solving the war solution. Malians are struggling. You know, they don't have seaport. The terrorists are taking over the country. At least, I mean,
they're not.
What is the essence of it taking over from Ibeka? What's the benefit of it? I don't see Mali getting out of this.
Anyway, this conversation is going nowhere. You know what? I'm just gonna say this and conclude, because anyway, it's 2 o'clock in the morning here in Germany, right? In some point, I'm glad that you called, because you can see now the difference of mentality that there is between, literally, I'm sorry to be straightforward, right? Anglophone and Francophone Africa to these days, right? You're talking like someone who like to be under a government that is useless, that doesn't do nothing, and from which you don't have any future perspective. Okay?
No, I'm not saying
Mali under Ibeka was so good. And I'm sorry, what you said is absolutely scandalous.
No, I'm not saying
Mali under Ibeka was so good that the whole goddamn NATO army
I'm not saying
Mali,
that. I'm saying that.
And the situation was not even better. Now the Malian army is building back. It's going to take time. They're professionalizing. As I repeat once again, you have to go back to the videos where these guys were not even given some real weapon. They had wooden roads, and they have to simulate the sound of the bullets, right? And these pictures basically went all throughout the world. They were humiliated. They had no material, nothing.
What I'm telling you
now, they are learning how to fight themselves. And as I said, give them 5 to 10 years. We're going to see where they're going to be.
Okay,
right?
what I'm
Same
telling
thing for
you
the
is
AES, and same
Mali.
thing, same thing for the currency. These things are coming. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
But
what I'm
you're
telling
talking,
you is Mali.
and I'm sorry. Let me end my sentence.
Hey,
Let me end my sentence.
Okay.
Let me just end my sentence, then I'm gone. Sorry,
Go
I was
ahead.
saying that you can see here really the difference between French-speaking people, Francophone people, and Anglophones, right? Some people have literally, and I'm sorry to be disrespectful, a house Negro mentality. They don't want to be free. That's on you. What I'm glad to see, looking at what's going on in Francophone country, that's the fact that they know what they have to do. They know they're going to have to fight. They know it's going to be extremely difficult. And you saw this when this guy attacked the whole goddamn oil infrastructure of the country to make it fall, but they resisted. Because if people had the mentality that you have, my friend, let me tell you something. Assimi Goïta would have been toppled by his own people, like Ibeka was, and I have to remind it also, it wasn't Assimi Goïta who made the coup. The first Assimi Goïta came to power because the Malian people, okay, history, had enough of him, and they were on the street ready to topple him. That's the reason why Assimi Goïta and the other colonels intervened. They didn't do it spontaneously. Okay, so
Malians are known for that. They overthrow Musa Traore.
Yeah, and that's why.
Right?
Yeah, and they overthrow Ibeka too. That's the reason why Assimi
civilians
Goïta
did it,
decided
so
to intervene. Okay,
it's
and
normal
that's the
in
reason why
Mali.
I'm going to conclude on this. I'm glad you're not Malian, because if you are Malian, you people like you would have overthrown Assimi Goïta, and you would have gone back to people, corrupted, useless people like Ibeka, and your future would be over. And I'm glad I'm saying this to you, that I'm really glad you called because you're a typical Anglophone on this, and I'm glad to see that Francophones in these three countries, and not only in them, others are going to follow, are now ready to get free from this goddamn system. It's death or liberation, period. And stay then with you useless politician like Ibeka, and we're going to see where Sierra Leone and so on are going to be in a few years. Sorry, guys, you don't have the right mentality to be free.
All right, go ahead, Delroy.
Yeah, man. I'm not even gonna stay any long because I'm about to my blood pressure is like gonna go through the goddamn roof. For the people that's saying Abraham Traore should be removed and the AES country should disappear. Are you out of your fucking minds? Are you even following what the hell is going on over there? Are you following the development that's going on over there? You think these effing terrorists is just gonna disappear? Huh? Bro, you people are something else. What type of people do you want to rule this a new Africa? Do you still want the remaining puppets to be there that is controlled by France? Huh? Mali in the last week, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, all right? Terrorists that is sponsored by France and the United States, right? Was the burning, terrorizing the oil trucks them coming over from Niger, right? And other places. They were terrorized, burning they have highways full of trucks, hundreds and hundreds of trucks that they had to get stabilized. Russia had to come in there and help them stabilize the route that these people was taking with helicopter, gunship, and all kind of effing things. All right, what type of people do you want? The same goddamn fucking people? You want Abraham Traore to be a little bitch? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? What the fuck is wrong with you people? The mindset of you fucking people do not want to be free. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't get it. A government come in there and people are complaining. Oh, he's not doing this. She's not doing that. Whatever, right? A fucking man came in the goddamn thing now. Men, all three of them. Men came in there and said, we're going to stop this shit, right? And And we're going to stop this, and we're going to stop it right goddamn now. And you still not fucking happy. What the fuck is wrong with you fucking people? Uneffing believable. I have nothing else to say. That's it, Dan. Let's move on to the next.
All right, go ahead, say James. Unmute yourself.
Hi, Dennis. Thanks for having me. Hi to the panel. Yeah, it's an interesting topic. I thought I would call to provide more information about what just happened. And for the people that don't understand, that did not understand exactly why Damiba even went to Togo, it was because of the fact that there was a power struggle between Traore and him when Traore came to take power. And many forces within Burkina Faso really have tried to help them settle the situation before so they don't fight. These two groups don't fight. So eventually, Damiba agreed that he will step down, and he made a few demands, to Traore regarding his mans and certain things, which Traore agreed, right? So the decision to go to Togo was a unilateral decision. He made the choice to go to Togo, and Traore regime didn't force him to leave the country. Mind you, the president, he even toppled, Damiba toppled, is still in Burkina Faso. He did not run. The president is still there. So Damiba chose to go to Togo, and eventually, Traore's regime agreed with Togo that if he chose to remain there, then he has to stay away from the politics in Burkina Faso as a military, right? So we should agreed. So mind you, it's not the first time he tried to topple Traore. He tried that many times, and the Traore government turned in evidence to Togo regarding his activity in the country. So if you remember, the last interview with Traore he was asked about the situation between him and Damiba. He said he turned in all the evidence to Togo, and he's still waiting for Togo to respond. This was prior to the latest event. This latest event has shown us a lot. We have phone record, we have tapes on him talking, and even yesterday we have videos of some of the people that he recruited scouting one of Traore's home. We've taken pictures. We have all of it. So Togo got all this evidence, and it's very overwhelming. So for the people to sit here and tell me that Togo it wasn't supposed to do that, what are they supposed to do? Togo is an ally to the AES. So at the end of the day, they're going to have to pick. Okay, if you want to be an ally, or what are you going to be? You can't be an ally and host the enemy. We're not looking for Damiba. Traore is not looking for Damiba. He made a choice to go to Togo. If he wants to live happily ever after in Togo, that's fine. But based on his action, he can't remain there. So Togo, he forced Togo, right? Togo is, as we speak, I respect them for what they are doing. They're trying to broker a lot of peace agreement in Africa. Even right now, they are conducting peace talk in the DRC. So I respect that angle from Togo. But the evidence is very overwhelming for Togo to turn his back on the AES. It's too overwhelming. That's why they decide to turn him in. So he's going to be treated as a former president. Nothing is going to happen to him. There won't be no kangaroo court. The evidence will be presented to a judge, and he will have his days in court. If he's found guilty, then he's going to suffer the consequences. If he's not guilty, then yeah, he should be set free. But I doubt that. The man is resentful. He wants to, I think he's really doing this for somebody else, based on the agreement that he had prior to leaving Burkina Faso. All these powerful people that helped, squash this are really not squashing their head, right? This guy wasn't, maybe we should have let him be dealt with by Traore and them, It's a lot of regret, and yeah, that's my point on that one right now.
He commit treason, bro. Treason.
Yeah. And even the drone,
Okay.
he was trying to topple Burkina Faso. Most of the position where we fight the terrorists, he was trying to destroy that. He was trying to crippled, our military capability, and it's bad.
Backed by
It's bad.
backed by
He's on
France.
tape. He's on tape doing this. It's not
Backed by
AI. It's
France.
not. He wasn't. Yeah, it's not AI. Most of the people got caught, and people testify against him. We got video. We got phone record. We got the tower where these calls are coming from. You can't make that up. People cannot be on the outside talking about, he was, no, it was set up. It's not we're not looking for, technically, we're not looking for him. We have former president in Burkina Faso that still live there. Nobody touches them. We have people that served under a president, a lot of military people that serve under presidents who got toppled, and they still live within that country. Nobody touches them. That's not the main issue right now. We have a different set of problems. But Damiba has proven to be a very bad individual, and he's doing the beating for certain people, and it's very difficult to defend him. We all wanted him to remain
France,
in Togo.
bro. Don't say certain people. Say
Right.
name, France.
Right.
France.
Yeah. France and all these people. We
and the
wanted
rest
him
of
to
them.
remain in Togo.
I don't agree when you say Togo is an ally of AES. I don't understand that. And you
Okay,
saying that all
they
the
made that. So they made
listen,
that point. They made that point. Not me, nor you, right? The country, Togo, said that to us, right? We are using their port. Actually, our military is collaborating, right? So of course they are an ally to us to a certain degree, right? I'm not saying if we are at the level of 100% trust between the nation, but I'm saying to a certain degree, we can call them an ally. So when Togo does something, you will see our official in Togo and vice versa. We have no animosity towards Togo, regardless of the fact that they are a member of ECOWAS. So this is for you Africans to understand. We don't have side. We don't pick side like that. You want to protect and secure your people, we are with you. Whether you're ECOWAS or AES, we don't care. We don't care. The other sides care. We don't.
but you saying
Togo
that
sees the problem and they believe we can do a better job together. That's why we are doing it together. See, if other countries you are referring to Guinea, right? And
no, what I'm saying is that the Togolese president Yadima, he always visit Abidjan. I never one day seen in Burkina Faso. He never visited Burkina. And let me finish this.
Okay, sure.
And you say the ex-president of Burkina Faso, they live in Burkina. Blaise Compaoré is in Abidjan. He invested all his money in Abidjan. Right? He married, do you know who Blaise Compaoré married to? He married the late Félix Houphouët-Boigny's daughter. Félix Houphouët-Boigny's daughter was married to the late Tobo, William R. Tobo daughter. That's all this one brought a civil war to Liberia. So when you said some of the ex-president of Burkina Faso live in Burkina Faso, no. When they cause trouble, they go to Abidjan. Blaise Compaoré invested all his money in Abidjan. He lived regularly in Plateau.
Are you a Burkinabe?
So, I'm not a Burkinabe. I'm
a
West African.
Burkinabe, and you telling me my story?
No, but I'm saying, where's Blaise Compaoré? Where he lives?
He's the only one that don't live there right now. How many of them still live there?
How many ex-president of Burkina Faso that live in Burkina?
Okay, the former president who got toppled still there. The transition president in 2015 still lived there. One of them just died. He was living there. How many do you have?
No, we seen that the president
the only one who fled was Blaise Compaoré, and he went to Ivory Coast, and he's not married to Houphouët-Boigny's daughter, so we got to get a lot of facts right.
I'm telling you, he's married to Félix Houphouët-Boigny, the same lady that was married
it's not
to
his daughter. It's not Félix Houphouët-Boigny's daughter.
What is his daughter? But he considered it to be his daughter. It's almost like the way he consider this former of president of Ivory Coast. They call what is called this guy? The late president of Ivory Coast. It was his spiritual son, so he considered his son. So whether he's his biological son or not, but Félix Houphouët-Boigny's daughter was married to the late Tobo, William R. Tobo daughter. When he killed him, the same lady married to Blaise Compaoré. Right. So that's what I'm telling you. The elected president I was in Burkina Faso, when he was overthrown by this guy that just brought a fake coup against Traore, of course he stayed in the country because he was elected. And they took him down. He's the only ex-president of Burkina Faso that lives in Burkina. right? But Blaise Compaoré that destroyed the whole of Burkina Faso is in Ivory Coast. He lives in Plateau.
We requested. Do you know? As we speak right now, we requested for him to be turned over to Burkina Faso, and Ivory Coast refused. You
Yeah, but I
you know
know
that,
that.
right?
No, of course,
Right,
Africa is not going to do that. I mean,
right.
that is in law country. He lived there. Anytime when I go to Abidjan, I see he's free. He's moving over, right? He's the one that killed Thomas Sankara through
Do you
through
see?
through
Do you
Ofoe
see?
Boigny.
Right. Do you see why the regime of Traore is now really seeking for him to be turned in as we speak, Blaise Compaoré, because it's not a main issue right now. So why would we let Blaise Compaoré in Ivory Coast, right? For the time being, we're still looking for him, right? While we are making, an effort, a concerted effort to get Damiba, because we know he's a bad, he's a bad human being. He's trying to topple a president. So that's
Yeah,
what he's
yeah, I
trying to do.
understand that. I'm not arguing
Right,
with
and
that. I'm
and
just.
let's be mindful. You touch on Mali. I want to touch on Mali a little bit. You said
Mhm.
most of the terrorists have taken Mali, and I would like for you to revisit your position on that, because the last time we checked, the Malian officials have said they reclaimed 98% of their territory. Most of the problem that they have is at the borders with Algeria, Mauritania, and most of the latest incident that has been happening are happening at the border with Ivory Coast. When they go in that region to get their goods, the terrorists kind of set them up over there because it's the border. So those are the area that have difficulties. But within Mali, no terrorist is taking nothing.
Well, those are
You can just
military tactics.
well,
When military,
I mean, if you have the locations, you have the
I'm,
places. You said they have taken places.
no,
If you
I'm
have the
saying
location, you can. No, sir, brother. Let's do it simple. Let's do it very simply. Oftentimes we have those debate and it's heated, but at this time we need to provide evidence. I want you to show me the region where the terrorists have taken over, where
but
they
what I'm
live,
telling
where
you,
the so
we're
let me
making
finish.
comparison. You need to
No.
understand what.
I'm just asking. When it's a blatant statement to say these terrorists have taken
No,
lands, they
no,
have taken.
we're making
It's
comparison to the time of Ibeka was a president compared to
Ibeka.
Kuta.
That's why Wilfred was telling you. Ibeka was people. Not even the military. His own people were against him. There was a power struggle. They knew Ibeka was gonna get thrown away, so that's why the military stepped up. The
But
first time, that's what happened. The civilian, not even the military, the civilian were outside.
that's the
They
or
rejected Ibeka.
that's the story of Mali. Even
Yeah, yeah,
Musa Traore were overthrown by the civilian.
right.
But what
So
I'm telling
when
you,
you say military president under a military president, the
mhm.
people are still struggling. Tell me a country in West Africa where they have a civilian president and people don't struggle.
No,
Let
no,
me know.
listen to me. I'm not.
As a
You're not
struggle
getting the
with this
point.
under
I'm
civilians.
saying during the time of Ibeka, the terrorists, the amount of land that they didn't capture, they have captured out during the time of Dasin Kota.
See,
That was the
and
point of
you're
argument.
not correct.
Number one.
During
Number two, listen, let
Ibeka,
me
they
finish.
had
You
Kidal,
didn't give me a chance, let me respond.
they have Penzawa 10, they have major city. What are you talking about?
So the
They
same
had they
situation, when military men is fighting, it's almost like the civil war that happened in Liberia, right? Where those were
no, don't
claiming.
compare that right now. It's
No,
two
no, let
different
me tell
things.
you how the military war, how they fight war. They will use the media and tell people they are in control of certain part
So,
of the country, which of course they are not. And
okay.
they will
That's
not
why I
let
don't want you.
journalists to go
That's
there.
why I don't want you to compare, because I made this point earlier and I told you the military cannot lie to people that they control these regions, whereby they don't. Because you know why? These people who got displaced, they went to certain areas, and after the situation got taken care of, they went back. We are
Bro,
able
I've
to communicate.
experienced it. I've
As it
experienced war.
as it relate to AES. Maybe I'm not sure about your situation in the past, but I'm just telling you, as it relate to the AES, if our government tell us that this region has been reconquered, we can rely on the government's information. We can also check to see if the people have went back to their region. Is we can verify that. You don't need the government for it. You can check.
Brother, you're wasting your breath on this. You're wasting your breath, because in today's media, you cannot hide anything. You'll be found out in 2 seconds. So you could know very easily who's controlling what from who's not controlling what, because you can't hide anything. Okay?
Let
Stop
me tell
wasting
you,
your breath on this.
in the middle of Mali, 2 months ago, 3 buses was ambushed in the middle of Mali by the terrorists.
In the middle, which
That
side,
happened.
which part? I told you the
On the
part where
northern
they
part
still
of
have
Mali.
problems.
Have you been to
It's-
Mali?
Of course, I've been to Mali.
Where?
Bamako.
Do you know the northern part of Mali?
I may not know it, but I've
Yeah,
been
but
there.
that's what I'm telling you right now.
Give me the name of it. Give me the name of it.
Segu was
Segu?
attacked. Yeah, it's in the middle of Mali.
And what happened?
They took over. They ambushed almost 4 buses.
Okay, they took
and the
over
civilians
Segu.
flee.
They took Ego Segu.
Bro, let me tell you, I've experienced civil war.
No,
When
The
the
government
government
took it back,
let's
bro.
not go
The
to
government
let's
took it
not
back.
go to Liberia. You said because I want to hear your take. You said they have taken land. You said they have taken territories in Mali.
You argue me
No.
with something that
Did
you
you?
don't even
Maybe I
know about.
misunderstood you. Maybe I misunderstood you. I would like to hear from you again. Are you telling me that the terrorists have taken territories in Mali
and have control of it?
So that's what I said.
Okay.
If I can interject real quick, hey Delroy, yeah. So I can't go to northern Mali. Anything north of Segu, my guy in Mali saying that it's not safe to come. So
No. I can explain. There are territories, right?
Let me finish.
Okay,
So
sure.
the last time I've been to Mopti, Baniagra, Savare, Jenna, like all my people up there were saying it's not safe for now.
Whoa,
the same thing they say in Borno State. Dynast is the same thing they say in Borno State and other parts of Nigeria. It's not safe. It's the same thing they say when you're right here and you go in a certain hood or you go in a certain redneck part and they say it's not safe.
I have people actually on the ground.
But it doesn't matter, Dynast. It's the same thing. It's the same thing if I tell you, yo, Dynast, don't go over to this neighborhood because it's not safe. You see what I'm saying? It's the same damn thing.
Yeah, but I would rather take my chances with Pookie and Ray Ray than Fula.
Yeah, but it's the same.
Like what Delroy just said. It's not advisable.
It's the same
They're
thing.
not gonna.
It's just an advisory. It's just like Dynast.
It's not an advisory. I mean, again,
Dynast. Listen to me, Dynast.
It's one thing for people that live in the country to tell you, and then a bunch of people who don't go to the country to tell you.
Yeah, but Dynast, listen to me.
Who live in Savare, they're saying, "Hey, Dynast, you can't come yet."
Okay, fine. That's good. But America had an advisory in Jamaica for the past 3 years. They just lifted it to level 2.
This isn't
come on,
American
bro.
Advisory. These are actually people, Malians, who live there in these places.
Oh, come on, man! It's the same thing, bro. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's advisory.
How is it the same?
It's an advice. It's an advisory, bro. It's the same damn thing. It's the same thing.
If my people in Mali are saying, "Hey, Dynast," that I've been,
where they live, where they live at? They live in the north or they live in Bamako?
16 and 17. If they're saying, "Hey, Dynast, the situation is not safe yet."
Of course they're gonna tell you that because they still have active terrorists going on.
Ambushing
They're gonna
bosses
tell you
every
that.
day.
Deal with Pookie and Ray Ray and the full of herdsmen.
Dynast. It's an active terrorist area, right? It's an active terrorist area. You see what I'm saying?
Area versus
right. So that doesn't mean. So what that mean?
You know how many gas tanker was burned recently?
Dynast.
You know how many gas tanker was burned?
Just hold on a second, bro. The grown man speaking.
No, but you're not making sense of what he's telling. He's telling you that the place is not safe.
Bro,
he's trying to convince him that it's safe.
No, I'm not saying this.
Have you been to Africa? Where have you been to Mali?
I'm not saying this, bro. I'm not saying. Listen to me. That's not what I'm saying.
Places that he named me right now, The guy who claimed to be a Burkinabe, he doesn't even know what town that Daniels is talking about right now. He got no, even his country, Burkina Faso. He's telling me that all his ex-president live in Burkina
CD,
Faso.
can
We
you
are
put
out of
your
the
full
country.
can you put your full name in the panel, because I feel like that you're hiding something, and that's why I came on this conversation, right? So the problem that you guys are having is the fact that you hide your real intention as it relates to the AES. I don't know your people, but I'm just telling you what are we doing in Sahel is very legitimate. We're not going to apologize for it. We're going to keep pushing until we secure these areas. This kind of conversation that you're having, right? The fact that you can sit on here and tell us the amount of fuel these people have been burning, right? You're not considerate of the people. You know what? These people doing this, they're not hurting Goita. They're hurting the people of their own country. And then you are supporting that. No. You are bringing it, right? Because you want to expose the weakness of the Mali government, because you think by saying that people are just going to be sad over AES, right? And I'm telling you, 2 months ago, right, they said Bamako was going to fall. What happened to that? Bamako is still here. They burned a lot of trucks, right? They did. Guess what happened? Bamako is still here. So next time when Dranis does a show and you call in again, bring other sad story for the people to hear. Guess what's going to happen? We still be here fighting. We're not going to back down, because I know your kind. I know. When I heard you, I know what you're trying to do. But these people are doing the right thing.
Okay,
You talking about I don't know Mali. I'm not. I can't sit here. No. Let me finish. I can't sit on here and tell you I know every part of Mali, because I'm not a Malian.
Okay,
But I visited Mali. Let me finish. I have a lot of Malian friends. I have family members that live in Bamako, and I talk to them daily if I want to. So I get the right information. Advisory telling you that even in Burkina Faso, there are areas that I wouldn't advise somebody to go there. Doesn't that mean people don't live there? People do live there. But I say, what's your purpose of your traveling? Why would you go there? Because the military is active, the terrorists are there. They come in and out. Why would I tell you to go there?
It's
Why would I advise you?
Can I respond to your claim? Can I respond?
No. Because let's not. You tell them I'm claiming to be Burkinabe. What does that mean? So you claiming to be Liberian?
No. Let me respond to you.
Let's speak our word wisely.
Please
respond to you. Can I respond?
Let me pass the mic to Bang. Go ahead, Bang.
Okay, how's everybody? Yeah. How's everybody? I remember this conversation about months ago about the Burkina Faso was going to fail, the AES was going to fail. We had some Africans that came up here saying all type of things, right? This was probably like 6 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. They came up here. We had some Liberian defending they should keep the CFA. The CFA is better, this and that, and all these things, right? I'm not sure what type of Liberians are you. You're very similar to Elvis. I'm not sure what type of people you work for or you connect with, but you are very similar to Elvis. You remind me of one of them Africans that I despise. Because Africans like you, if you are in position of power in Africa, you would destroy any country. You would destroy any country. For you to come up here and talk confidently and say, look what's going on in Mali and all these things, right? When you from Liberia, you know the condition of your country is far away compared to what's going on in Mali. At least Mali is fighting these people. At least Mali is trying to develop their country. But you from Liberia, my God. And then you want to bring up the fuel, blockade, right? About 2 months ago. Your white master all over social media, all over the media that they control. Oh, Bamako is about to fall. Bamako is about to fall because of the fuel cage and all that. Right? What happened? Ain't nothing like that happened. Okay, a week ago, do you know how many fuel came to Mali? Did you see a single truck burn down? Tell your team.
Hundreds of trucks from this year.
Yes, exactly. For you to come up here, an African like you, that's why. And then this is a problem. That's why me. I don't care if you black or you African. I'm never 100% with anybody, because people like y'all, people like you and Elvis, man, and somebody that come up here all the time. You guys are shameful, shameless people like you. You come up here and you say, oh, the terrorists, took over like 60% of the land. That is a lie. That is absolute lie. We that love the AES, we get updates, current updates. So you cannot fool us. Go somewhere and fool somebody else. If you don't believe in the black man taking over their countries like they're supposed to, go somewhere else. You sound like you're in overseas. Live there, have your kids, find yourself a white lady, have a mixed baby, and tell your son or your daughter to marry a white man. You know, change yourself.
Very good, brother. Very good.
Don't try to persuade us in 2026 about the AES when your white master 8 months ago was telling us about, what was it? AI. Everything was AI. So now they stopped using AI. They telling us, the terrorist group are like, they took over territories. Now they own about 60%. Are you kidding me? Do you know what it's like owning 60% of a country? Do you know what's that like? Can you show us any evidence, any video, please? Can you show us?
Can I respond to you? I'm not sure. Can I respond to you?
End this.
You repeating yourself, man. Can I respond?
You cannot respond to me because anything you said, I know is false. Anything
All
you
right,
said,
why
I know
not
is false.
respond then?
You saying it for a reason. You saying it for a reason. You cannot persuade somebody like me. You cannot persuade.
I don't know where you're getting your 60% from. You talking about 60%?
No, you said it. You said 60%. I heard you about 40 minutes ago.
I never said 60%. Let me explain myself.
No, that's what you said. It was the president that was in charge, right? Before Assimi Goïta took power, right? You said the president was doing real good and everything. The terrorists only control about 40 or like 30%, right? And then you said when Assimi Goïta took power,
this is intellectual forum. Can you give me a break? Let me respond.
He didn't say that. That was Jonathan. Jonathan was the one that was giving a percentage. He said that they.
I'm not worried about Jonathan Miller. Jonathan Miller does not know what the hell he talk about. Jonathan Miller.
Can I respond?
I gotta pass the mic. Let me pass the mic.
You said everyone should move to a white country that don't support the AES. You live in a white country, nigga.
I gotta pass the mic to 2 Nigel. Go ahead, 2 Nigel.
Thanks for having me, Dynast. Greetings to all the panelists. Greetings to the chat and to the viewers. I think the argument about Mali, from my own knowledge of what is going on in Nigeria, it is quite obvious that they can't control all their territory. I don't even think any of them can control all their territory. Maybe Burkina Faso because it's a little bit smaller. They don't have enough footprint on the ground to be able to control the territory. So the terrorists will control a lot of areas on the ground. We see that in Nigeria all the time. We're talking about the other day when a governor was offering bandits amnesty and giving them money. The reason why, it was because when the Nigerian government leaves, the cameras go away, it's left with the bandits. We don't have enough footprint. All the Northern African countries know this. This is why Algeria has such a large security force. Well, more than 3-4 times the size of the Nigerian one. And so it's not controversial. And I think Dinas attested to this, that when he tried to go to those areas, they told him it's not safe. That is the truth.
Because it's an active terrorist area. It's an active terrorist area.
The question you have to ask yourself is, why has our governments, including the Sahel nations, not been able to raise enough manpower to overcome these territories? Because Algeria was able to do it. Egypt was able to do it. They all have massive landmass.
They just started. They just started.
They started years ago. They didn't just start.
Bro, they just started 3 years. They just started. What are you talking about?
3 years. 3 years is a lot of time.
Nigeria called himself the John of
Nigeria, what, 30 years?
The goddamn John of Africa.
I'm not arguing. I'm not supporting Nigeria.
Be quiet. Mali by size is bigger than Nigeria.
Landmass, yes.
Please. You guys call yourself John of Africa. So shut up.
I never said. Why are you just insulting me for the sake of it? I don't know why you are just insulting me.
Because I've heard you yesterday talk about my country yesterday. You what was it like 2 days ago? You guys are pitiful.
I think you're just. I don't know what's wrong with you. You need to calm down. I don't know what I said. What is wrong with you? Calm down.
Hey, Dinas, can I come in here?
Come on, man. Keep yourself in.
Let Tonight finish it. Chris Louis.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the guy, man. I'm not saying anything controversial here. I never said anything. I just told you that the Nigerian governor.
But we're not talking about Nigeria tonight. Talk about Mali. Talk about the AES. We're not talking about Nigeria.
Yeah. the idea was that I was just giving an analogy that the same problem is occurring in Nigeria, where a governor was appealing to bandits and terrorists. So the same thing with AES, they are facing similar problems. And for the life of me, given that they have already broken ranks from the West, I don't see why they have not stepped up their footprint all over the country. I don't know why. And this is still concerning me because they don't have forever. Like every day that they are trying to assassinate him, as the title indicates, they are trying to remove him every day from office. Why have they not done something to truly change the footprint of that nation?
They have done something. The former presidents back home, they done something.
I don't know.
The footprint is because of the fact that you don't see it or it doesn't exist, Tunaja. Those are the questions I'm asking you. If you don't see it, that don't mean it doesn't exist. We were able to raise an army. The three countries were able to raise a country. They are controlling the Sahel. The Sahel is not a small place. Like what this guy was telling you, the landmass of itself, one army cannot control that. And we have cross-border terrorism running across each country. You just mentioned Algeria. As we speak, Algeria is hosting some of the problems of Mali. So we have these problems. One country cannot fix it.
Why don't you see? Your problem is that you don't have ambition. You can't keep saying, look at if Eritrea, that it's about 6 million people or so, maybe even less, can recruit even more soldiers than both Mali and Hold on, let me finish what I'm saying, please. Let me finish what I'm saying. Can recruit more people into their security forces than Mali and Burkina Faso put together, maybe even Niger put together. That tells you that you have a problem. These leaders, they don't have any experience. They've been there for years. They need to do better.
I don't disagree with you, Tunaja. But if you look at it, that's what I was trying to tell you. Maybe you don't have the update. We are increasing our military capability. That's what I'm telling you. It's happening, but it has to be done gradually. It has to be done based on our budget. You cannot allocate like over 60% of your budget to military. You have to be careful.
What
it has to be done gradually, and it's happening.
Eritrea has 250 million.
Bro, I'm not going to compare. Listen, Tunaja. The idea that we already raised an army. The three countries already raised an army to secure the AES is already a positive sign. Increasing that number wouldn't be a bad thing. I'm agreeing with you, but you have to have the money. We are at war. We also have the money.
Let's not keep saying they don't have the money.
Tunaja,
develop the country at the same time.
Okay,
Tunaja, we have defeated this terrorism, right? As we speak right now, I can guarantee you, these people can't even take a city, a village, and remain there until for 24 hours. I'm telling you, they cannot. So
they don't have
the hidden run is a lot. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Tunaja. It's a lot of hidden run. It's a lot of hidden run. These people don't stay in one place. You know, we have to get the Mauritania involved. We have to get Algeria involved. On the other side with Niger, we got Libya. It's big, bro. But I'm telling you, as we speak, these people cannot take over a city and stay there for 24 hours.
Let me say this before I stop. Because there's a lot of, hold on. Let me just say it before I stop. See, let me give you a number that will jog your memory, and that will cause you to ask questions. Eritrea's population is not up to 4 million. They have more than 250,000 military personnel. The AES, the entire AES, barely has up to 100,000. Why?
You don't know that. Where did you get that information?
70 million. I'm telling you, their population is almost 70 million.
We just recruited over 100,000 military in Burkina Faso alone, and you're telling me the three countries don't have 100,000?
Are you telling me 400,000 in Burkina Faso?
Ever since Traore took power,
I gotta pass the mic to Prince. I gotta pass the mic to Prince.
No, they are not. I've never seen that thing before.
Slaves are in the chat.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, hello, Diners.
Yeah, Prince, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
You're a slave.
Yeah, we hear you, Prince. Go ahead.
Oh, good. I got a new laptop, so you have to excuse me if I haven't got everything running properly. But listen, all this started because of an evil man you got in the studio called Jonathan Miller or whatever he is. That's a witch warlock. That right there.
He's a warlock.
All right.
He's jealous of Africans. He's jealous of Africans. That's exactly what he is. He's jealous of Africans.
This guy is so wicked. All he wants to do is
jealous of Africans.
Shit. Okay, he's full of it. But I'm gonna deal with him on another show. Maybe tonight on the Kyle Genesis show. I'm gonna tear this.
Yeah, everybody join the Kyle show.
Everyone join the
don't go out there,
College
man. Don't go out there,
Genesis
man.
show
They
after
deal with
this show.
fantasy. They don't deal with reality.
Subscribe to College Show. Get into that 1,000.
Right. Yeah, I'll be ready for you, sucker.
Colonation is the show's name.
Right. Anyway, right.
Where fools go and discuss.
Listen, the people in Burkina Faso obviously wants Traore. So leave the man alone, okay? Anybody that wants to get rid of the French, you should support them. All right? If you're against the French, if you support the French being there with their puppets, you're an enemy of Africa. You don't get it. And then I don't want to hear anything from any Nigerian, because your leader got together and attacked Burkina Faso, okay? You're not using your port to bring stuff in to help the AES. You're doing the white man's work. So we know your dirty dealings. So we don't want to hear from no Nigerian and anybody who want to speak up against the AES. Now, I did say to St. James that sooner or later, Traore is going to have to put on his civilian suit. Now, look what's happening in the other AES country. The guy is going for election, okay? He's won the election. He's bought legitimacy.
No, it's not from AES, Louis. It's not. It's Guinea. It's not. It's not.
It's not part of that
total. No,
he's not part of AES. He's not.
No, man. He's not with the AES, man. He works for the white people.
Yeah, I know his wife is white. Is white. Hear me out.
He's like Jonathan Miller.
All right.
Yeah. Louis, I got a question. The guy that Traore pulled out, isn't he the one that wanted to go against the French?
I'm not speaking to you.
Jonathan Miller, man.
Okay, let me just make my point.
All
right?
You wish you had a cartel in your country.
Listen, the point I'm making here.
Nigga, you live in my country. Shut up.
Right? So,
listen, let me.
We can always go back to Sierra Leone. Live in my country.
You wish Black Americans like you
step in here. I gotta make my point. Right. The point I'm making is that sooner or later you have to work with other people around the world. We don't live in isolation no more. So as a result, sooner or later, I'm sure Traore's people who are working on this, they have to set aside a particular group that's going to represent the political side of the military that's taking over. And if it's going to be Traore, they need to select him quick. All right? Do what that guy done and bring legitimacy to what you're doing. Because the whole of Africa, we like what you're doing. But time is not necessarily on your side when you come in through the barrel of a gun. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not against them. We love them in Ghana. We let them use our port. We love it. Okay? They know what's best. They live in the house. I don't live in the house. I'm not Burkina Faso. They live in the house. And obviously they like what's happening because in our history in Ghana, military had to come and cool things down for us to move on. So we understand and we sympathize with the AES. Long live the AES, but sooner or later, we're going to have to move on.
We're not gonna give up the gun yet, bro.
Hey, guys,
we ain't giving up the gun.
I gotta pass the mic to Elvis. Go ahead, Elvis.
All right, thank you, Dennis. Hello to the panel. Look, let me say this, right? I'm not against the AES, I'm not. But when you have zealots who are passionate about their country or the idea of an AES, it's fine. But on these platforms, you have to be factual, If somebody said that a percentage of your landmass is occupied by terrorists, it's just factual. It's not something that's going to weaken the AES or make them look bad. It's just a fact. So you have to admit to that. I'm not against the brother. Like somebody was saying, I think Louis was saying, you have to legitimize yourself because you took power through a coup. The same coup now that you are apprehensive and perplexed that it might also happen to you. You planned a coup and you executed a coup. So if other people are planning coups against you, it's not, it's not the worst thing in the world because you did the same treasonous act of planning, and carrying out a coup. And second, let me say to my brother, 1 second, please. I'm on.
Bro, you see what my president just did?
Look, I'm on the floor. What are you doing, Dora? Somebody speaking.
But do you see what my president just did?
Can you get this guy break, let him talk? What's wrong with you? This
right.
is a little bit ghetto.
To my brother Ahmed, right? Ahmed, bro, I'm not your enemy, bro. I don't know what you got against me personally, right? But let me say this to you. If you think you're some kind of Pan-Africanist or you love Africa, you have to take a look at some self-reflection within your very own family. Because you admitted to us that your father stole up to $1 million from Sierra Leone and fled to the United States. And you guys have been living up the largesse of that money. So your daddy is not a Pan-Africanist. You're not a Pan-Africanist because you're living up the money that your father stole from the people of Sierra Leone. So you can't come on this platform and criticize Africans. Liberia, we went through hell in that country, like CD was trying to tell you guys. We're a peaceful people. We don't want unnecessary wars. We don't want people to get in unnecessary conflicts if they can, have a peace in their country. So what we're trying to tell you here is democracy is the best way forward. Because if you have power through the barrel of the gun, somebody else is going to want to take that power from you through the barrel of a gun. So if, Traore is doing so well and he thinks you have the support of the people, you're not too busy to organize and hold an election. That's probably going to cost you like 6 months, in terms of time to
That ain't gonna
organize and
happen,
hold.
bro.
One
That
second,
ain't gonna
please.
happen. Not now.
One second, please. So if people are criticizing you for coming to power through the barrel of a gun, that's a legitimate criticism. You don't want to be kicked out of power through the barrel of a gun. So go to elections, let the people vote for you overwhelmingly, which is most likely probably going to happen. And then you have legitimacy, and then people won't criticize you about not being a legitimate president.
And put the same puppets
But
in.
but lastly, like Dinas was saying, the northern part of Mali is terrible. The Tuaregs are giving the Malian, army hell. But one thing we would like to see, maybe they're not there yet, is that those three countries can unify with their men and go into Mali and kick the Tuaregs out of that northern part of the country. But that hasn't happened yet. So it still seems like though they're in a coalition, but it seems like Mali is fighting that war by themselves, and they're losing that war. So that's just some of the facts that we have to admit. Mali can't control its territory. Burkina Faso is having a bit of a hard time, getting those terrorist bandits under control. So everything is not all rosy. They're trying their best, and we appreciate that. But you can admit that they have some challenges without "quote unquote" being called a hater. That's my take, Donnie.
Okay, I would like to respond to that. Since the statement, I would like, please.
Let me get to the panel first. Go ahead, Cashinova. Then I'll pass it to you, St. James. Go ahead, Cashinova.
Thank you for being so considerate, Dynast. What is the status on Black Winter that Traore was talking about? Like, are the bodies dropping yet?
What are you talking about?
Traore said something about Black Winter. There's gonna be a lot of blood spilled.
The winter ain't over yet, bro.
Okay, I'm
Let's
just
see
saying,
what
like, what's the
happens.
updates though? Like, are the bodies dropping?
What are you talking about, mate?
Can we get any reports on any victories, any battles, any skirmishes that are happening?
It
what's
happens
the
almost
latest?
every day. What are you talking about?
All right, so how do we know what's going on?
The evidence is there. You have to follow it.
You talking about the evidence, bro? Like, okay, you know what's going on by news. Where is the news coming out of Burkina Faso?
There's plenty of it.
Right.
You just have to know how to follow it.
And where's the news sources coming out of Burkina Faso? Ouagadougou?
Bro, you support Donald Trump.
What are you talking? What are you getting at? What are you getting at?
They don't have no sources, brother.
I'm not getting
Okay,
at
make your
anything.
statement.
I'm just
Make
asking,
your statement.
Yeah, I'm just asking a question. It's not really a statement. I'm asking people on the panel. I heard a lot of people defending, the
There is
AES
skirmishes. There is skirmishes almost every week.
every week. Okay, so what's the status of the skirmishes? Are the terrorists are they over there putting belt to ass to the terrorists? What are they running? What's going on? Like,
yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So can we get some numbers? Like,
Oh man, listen, bro. Donis, move to somebody else, bro. Move to somebody else.
Brother,
Yeah, I don't think.
Why are y'all getting upset at these legitimate
No. That
questions?
is not. It's not about upsetting. It's about a lot of people are not genuine about the interest over the AES, and which is great, right? And I would like to respond to Louis and segue to what Elvis just said. Louis, Traore has a 5-year mandate, right? 5 years. The people of that country gave that to him. 5 years. So he's legitimate, and what he should be doing right now is to fight terrorism and secure the country. That's the mandate he has from the people. The minute that we see that we have made a lot of progress, and in due time, we can have an election in that country. We are capable of having an election, but at this specific time, We are not having one. So to what Elvis just said, we're not going to have one just to make you happy because you love democracy so much.
No, I don't.
And you
I
would
don't
not. No,
care
no, no. Let me
about.
finish.
I
Let
don't
me
care about
finish.
elections. I
Come on.
said
Let me
nothing
finish.
about
No, no,
elections.
no,
I
no, no,
said
no, no.
nothing
I'm
about
talking.
democracy.
No, no. I'm not talking about you, bro. I'm not even
Oh yeah,
responding to
yeah,
you
okay.
because I don't think
I'm
you.
just being clear. I thought you
Yeah,
was, you know.
yeah. You're not worthy of my response yet. So let me respond to Elvis. So those are the steps that we take within this nation, because if you know the history of Burkina Faso, we have had a lot of coups, and after this coup, we had elections, and they didn't work. And we want to learn from our mistake, and at this very moment, we want to make sure we have the country secure, the people protected, and to learn from the past about what exactly happened, why these people chose to attack us. We're going to have this discussion from within. And next time when we have an election, we're going to make sure these elections are not interrupted by coups anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm from that country. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see military coups anymore. I agree with that. But for the time being, we have to make sure we learn from the past. So a lot of people are going to have to be on board for that to be feasible. Those are the things we're trying to accomplish. So yes, an election is feasible, but not at this time. So we're not going to make the Western world happy because we want an election to legitimize Traore. We care less about what.
World happy
No.
Being the
It's the same thing, bro. Listen, I told you, I'm not listening to you yet. And for you said you've been through your thing is a civil war in your country. I don't have a civil war in my country. There's no civil war in Niger. There is no civil war in Mali. Your situation was a little different. So let's not conflate the two. Let's try to understand exactly what happened. You said the northern side of Mali is not safe. No one on this panel said that we don't have challenges. We do have challenges. So that's the reason why we're here. If we didn't have one, we wouldn't be here. You understand? So when you sit here, if a journalist in America or in the West tells you 40% of a territory is being taken, and you are smart enough not to do your due diligence to understand exactly what do they mean, and you want to accept it because it sounds good, then that's your problem. I asked this guy, which part of Mali is taken by terrorists? I hear no name. I'm telling you, these people attack, they run back. They don't control that. They don't control this space. They don't live there.
It's like hit and run.
When Ibeka was in power,
they control the energy of the
country. Can you tell that guy, man? I don't even know if he's supposed to be here. He knows nothing.
My friend, Burkina Faso just ordered a load of generators.
They're spreading hysteria all over
So
Burkina Faso.
if you don't have no source, right? If these people were getting over us in the Sahel, right? Now, if people were getting over us in the Sahel, you wouldn't wait for me to show you the pictures, the videos. The other sides would do it for you to see.
I have not requested
then you should know.
That they attack and they run. So that means they're spreading hysteria if they're attacking and running.
They don't get no wins. They attack, they don't win. They try, they don't win. They try, they don't win. Okay, so if they were winning, if there were good wins, right? Let me finish. If there were good wins, right? If you can attack a region, right? If you can attack a region, subjugate the military, right? Take over. You know what they will do next, because they have done it before. They will spread a lot of videos. They will show you the cities, the names of the cities. They will do all of that.
As long as they're present in the country and in those lands, they're winning.
Okay, so we live in America, right? America. No. Hold on. Listen, can America keep everybody safe here at once? Everybody here in America?
Can't do it.
Listen,
okay, so we're gonna. They have their challenges, so we do.
Okay, listen. There are
I'm not, bro. What you are saying makes no sense.
There are no foreign Islamic terrorists who can walk around just killing Americans indiscriminately.
You've been to New York,
bro. Have you lived in my state last year or 2 years ago?
Jihadists in America. Show me where they at. And don't tell me Somali.
Right, you just wait, mate.
We don't. America has gone in Afghanistan and gone places. They haven't been able to eliminate these people. They fought these people for many decades. They still
America
exist.
hasn't been able to
America got
eliminate
more
any.
Okay, okay. So
Listen,
yeah. So hey, we have our challenges. No one denies those challenges, but the hypocrisy of some of these people coming from the West is very ludicrous to me. It's crazy.
you live
Traore
in the
came to power. Listen, he came to power less than 3
you
years. He
live in
has
the
no
West.
army. He has no army. He said that to
kidnapped
you.
Maduro.
He said he has no army. He had no people fighting. To create an army, to have the trust of these people to go fight this terrorism is something that any black man should applaud. He came to a country where no military wanted to go fight these terrorists. Do you know that? He had to create an army, get the weapon, and encourage these people to go fight and protect the country. He has
He
done it
had
over
to
3
kiss
years.
What are
Russia's
you
feet.
what are you talking
Okay,
about? He has
He
no
had to
army.
kiss up to
and
the
I
then
don't
East.
you
understand. I don't
sit
He had to
in the
put
West,
the
right?
boots up
You
the
sit in
I
the
East.
West,
don't
right?
understand. What do you mean
You
by
sit
he
in the
has no
West
army?
We just seen the
criticizing.
What
West.
do you mean by that?
Listen, I
He
want
had to
everybody.
he
I
had
want
to kiss the
everybody on this
ass
panel. I
to
want
Wagner
everybody on this panel, right?
and
To
the
lose point.
Russians.
Everybody on this panel. Google right now the United States ambassador to Burkina Faso requested a meeting, and then they're talking. What are you talking about? What are you talking about turning our back to the West, sir? I kept
What
telling
do
you we did not turn our back to the West.
do you know how Traore came into power? Are you because you talking about the Nova army? Traore was on the war front and he was controlling the whole
Bro,
battalion.
That's
And
not.
he had more
have you seen
popularity
the
than the other
videos?
guys.
Have you
So
seen the
what
video?
are you
Have you
talking
seen the
about?
video? Have you seen the video of the Malian soldier running away, throwing their weapon? Have you seen the Burkina
No,
Faso
no,
military
I'm
throwing
talking
their
about
weapon
Burkina Faso. You
5
said
years
Burkina
ago?
never had
Have you
army.
seen the videos? So you
You
said you
said
know. So
you
you
said
did not see the
Burkina.
videos of our people running from the terrorists. You haven't seen that?
I mean, your arguments are just all over the place.
No, it's not. I'm just asking you.
You said
You
Burkina
said
never
we
had
have.
army, but
He didn't
When I
mean that
say we
Traore was
didn't have an
figuratively.
army, what do you
He didn't
understand?
mean that
What I'm saying?
figuratively.
Traore was on the war front.
Idiot, boy,
He
I'm
was
telling you.
controlling the entire battalion
I
when he
feel
When
like
came
I
into
told you
power.
Traore
we
just
didn't have an
focused on
army, we didn't have
symbolism.
an army that was capable.
I think
St. James,
Traore
St. James,
got
let
all
me
the
let
stuff
It
hold
makes
on,
no
relied
hold on.
on
Let me
sense.
for to
let
be
me
his
just say something. Let me just say
downfall.
something. I just did some extra digging, and maybe there is some merit to what St. James is saying. Because if you take into account the auxiliary paramilitary forces, they are not actual active military. They've done a lot of work in trying to recruit those ones, and some of them they had actually transitioned them into the main military, which is something that Traore did recently, I think in December or so, from what I gather here. And the numbers have risen from barely 60,000 military personnel, that if you take into the paramilitary now, to over some figures give as high as almost 300,000. So that is significant shift.
Because the reason
Okay,
is a lot of
so now
Burkina
you are
Be,
listening to
the
Nadia. Now
reason
you're
a lot
listening.
of Burkina Be, a lot of
I'm paying attention
Burkina
to the
Be will
data. I'm paying
prefer
attention to
going
the
to
data.
Ivory
Okay,
Coast. A lot of
okay.
Burkina Be will prefer going to Ivory Coast to work on a farm as a contractor than going to
Hey,
the
at the end of
military.
the day, man,
Bro,
That's the
I still
fact.
feel
you
like
are
it's
the
gonna
one.
be
You
a
are the one.
video
Like,
issue.
listen. Like I told you, in your country there was a civil war. I didn't have a civil war in my country, so the idea about
And
war
that's the
might be a little
problem.
different than
That's
mine. I don't
actually
know,
an
but
issue that you
bro,
haven't had a
dude, do you
civil
have to
war.
talk after me? Do you really have to talk after me,
That's an
sir?
issue. That's an
No,
issue
I'm
that you
asking. Do
haven't
you
had a
really have to
civil
talk
war. That's
after
not
me
a
because I
brag
feel
or a
like you are
boast.
following me like a little. I
You
don't know.
gotta
I don't want to say the
understand.
word, bro.
Hey, you gotta understand that civil wars
But
are
you're
essential
after
to the
me every
growth of
time
a
I speak,
nation.
bro. What is your issue, bro?
You
What is
gotta
your issue?
understand that
No,
civil
no,
wars
sir. What is your
are
issue? Well, every time I
the
speak, you
issue is
speak. What is your issue?
you keep trying to compare America to little ass Burkina Faso.
How
Dude,
you
man,
comparing me to America? Oh, you just
Yes,
tell me
we
it's
had a
staring at
war
listen.
here, a
Enjoy,
civil war here in
your
America.
America. Love your America. You see what I'm
And you
saying?
in the
I
West
don't have
too.
no,
You in the
problem with
West
you
with a
loving
white
your
woman.
America. Listen, sir.
Enjoy your white woman.
Listen. I do. Listen,
Enjoy.
these
I
are
know
West
you do.
African. These are West
Shut up,
African
or
talking.
whatever
I
you
don't know
call
what
it.
you're saying here. I really don't. You don't add into the
You know what I'm
conversation.
saying, bro.
You're not adding,
I
bro.
just made it clear.
But you don't add
Don't
to
Civil
the
say that.
wars
conversation though.
are
He's adding
essential
to the conversation.
for the growth of a
He can't
nation.
say that.
Every
He's
nation got to go
contributing.
through one.
Everybody has internet these
It's
days.
Bro,
like
People
getting
know
your
these
house
people
in
are
order.
informed.
But
Nothing is in
I'm telling
hiding.
you, right? CD, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, right?
So
Right.
My
stop
country
bragging
is not
saying
going
Burkina
through a
Faso
civil
ain't been through
war.
a civil war. Maybe that's
It's
why they
not
so
okay. We prevented. Listen,
maybe that's why
it
they
hasn't
can't get
even.
the terrorists up out of there
Bro,
because they haven't been through a civil war.
listen.
But
You
Listen.
probably
what
still
I'm
got
Get
what
your
I'm
infighting
telling
going
information.
you,
on.
Get your information where you can get them, right? And whatever makes you happy, right? That AES is defeated, right? And AES is about to be
Oh
defeated, right?
man, listen,
I really would happen.
I want to see that
I
movement
hope you see
spread
that day
all over the
happen.
continent.
Now, if that's what's make you happy, I hope that days happen for you. And I'm gonna be a sad news for you. Every time you see me, I'm reminding you it's not gonna happen. So
Bruh,
that's the point I'm making.
But
I
for
know it's
that
gonna
me,
happen because you ain't doing
Hey,
much.
what
You just
about
running your
Greenland?
mouth.
What
Traore is
about
doing a
invading
very good
Greenland?
You
job.
care
Can I
so
give you
much, but you running your mouth.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
I think it's stemmed from a
Man,
past conversation we had, and you came,
man,
you know, you have a
No,
lot
this
up your
ain't stem
chest.
from no.
No, you
Listen,
have a lot up your
my
chest.
criticism,
I mean, no.
of the
Listen,
AES is
listen. I
constructive,
get your
man.
point.
It's
Right?
constructive,
You
man. At
have
the
a
end
lot
of the
up your
day, they black.
chest.
At the end of the day, they
can I
African,
say
bro.
something?
Like
No.
we all African,
Listen.
man.
Without your
I want
support,
what's
I'm gonna be
best for
fine.
you.
mute these
I
guys?
Without
just
your
feel like
support,
Traore's not
Can I say
qualified
something
to
real quick?
lead.
that's fine though,
Can I
and
say
that's
something?
fine. You don't have to like him though. You don't have to like
Listen,
him.
I didn't say anything about liking him. I said I feel like he's not qualified to. I like
Okay, you
Traore.
know, yeah, who
I like
qualified
his
him? Who's
image.
supposed? No. Let me ask you,
I
who's
like his
supposed to
image.
qualify him? Who's supposed to qualify him?
What do you mean? Who's supposed to
I'm
qualify
asking
him?
you, who's supposed to qualify him? Because the
Hey,
people he
listen.
represents are telling you he's doing a good
Okay,
job. So
everybody that speaks
what's your
out against
opinion? Let me
Traore,
ask you,
bro.
what's your opinion
Listen,
supposed to matter?
everybody that
So
speaks
what do
out
you think
against
your
him,
opinion? Let
he
me ask you a
targets
question. What
them.
do you think your opinion should matter to us? Because he's not ruling over you. All these
Hey,
actions are for a specific group of people
everybody
in
does
West
not
Africa.
approve
Hey,
of Traore the same
You're
way.
not a concern of us. So why your opinion
Casanova,
should
whatever
matter
your
to
name
us
is.
though?
Okay,
Trump,
listen,
your
it don't have
president
to
just
matter to
kidnapped
you,
Maduro.
but
So what are you talking about, bro?
No,
I am a guest on the panel.
listen, I don't
Okay,
come to your affairs, right? I don't come to your affairs dictating my opinion over what's going on in your community. I don't do that. You're the one doing this.
It doesn't
And I'm
matter.
asking you, the
He's
president
African.
is
His origin
not
is.
presiding over
It
you.
doesn't matter whether he's
he's the
African American or
military
African.
Utah.
He's African.
He's not the
No,
president.
dude, that's your take.
We have a lot of
Listen,
we have a
You
lot of
have to
no,
African
be.
American that
If
can
you're
vote as
anything
no.
less
You
can
than
be
him,
African. It
you
he's
can
doesn't
not
claim
matter.
him. You can
president,
claim him
dog.
you can claim him over your country. I don't claim that.
Hey,
I don't
hey,
claim that. I don't want that.
This
listen,
is the
I
Traore
don't
problem with
want
a
that.
lot of this is the
You can't
problem with a
force
lot
this
of
kind of
Africans.
people on me, sir. You can take
Traore,
that with you.
No.
even
Take that
man
with
He's
you, bro.
African as long as
could
he's
learn
I
a
don't. No,
lot
no, no,
from
no, 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 no,
Paul
no, 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 no,
Kagame.
no, 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 no.
What are you
We are
talking about?
You
Sahelian.
could learn a lot from
We are
Paul
Sahelian.
Kagame.
We don't claim this. We don't claim this. Let's make it clear.
Hey,
We don't claim that. You can claim it.
Sahelian,
Yes, we don't claim this.
Sahelian.
Yeah.
The conversation
Bro,
should not go to that level as
all I'm
long as the
saying
man is
is, I
contributing
feel
and
like
he's saying
he's not
something very
qualified to lead.
sensible.
I feel like
He's
You see what
African.
is
I feel
okay?
like somebody like
He's here to
he needs to
filibuster.
learn a
That's what
lot
he's
from
doing. He's not
someone like
adding to the
Kagame.
conversation. He's filibustering. He
How
came
do
on
you
here
know?
He
I'm
talking about
learning
the
needs
from
sources.
somebody
him.
There's
like
no
I'm
Kagame
learning
source.
in
from
his
him.
corner. He needs somebody like Kagame.
He's
He
saying a
should
lot of
try to
sensible things
contact
right
that
now.
brother.
So
What
it
Like
is
I
doesn't
feel like
matter.
that's the most
bro?
qualified leader
So
in Africa.
yeah, we need all kind of people in our region. You don't need anything. I get your point.
Hey,
I got you. What
hey,
else you got?
hey,
What else you
Traore's
gotta say?
pushing one Africa, right? He's pushing Pan
It's not
Africanism, right?
pushing. It's not pushing
Can
anything.
I
You
say
live in a
something?
delusion.
Hey,
You're not. You
Can I
listen.
say something?
That's his
I haven't
symbolic
spoke.
messages that he
I
gives
haven't
to
spoke. Can
people.
I say something?
That's why he
Can I
wears
say
the.
something? I
That's
haven't
why he
spoke.
wears the red
I
beret.
haven't spoke. Can I
That's
say
why
something?
he's tapping into the historic imagery of Thomas Sankara. His ideology
Who is
that he
not from
seems to
your?
be
Who is
pushing,
not from
even
where
though
you
I think he's
from?
still
Can I
Muslim.
Who
say
is
something
not
real
from
quick?
where you from? He's
Premise.
not from where you
I
from.
understand he's not where I'm
Right.
from.
Right. He doesn't derive his energy from where you from. You
That's
see what I'm
Where's he
fine.
saying?
from?
So
Where's
That's
he from? The
fine.
guy
that's
that's talking. Where you from? The guy that's
He
talking.
doesn't have to
No,
derive
where
his
you from? Where
energy
you
from
from?
Chicago, bro.
Hold
I
on.
don't
Where you
think he
from? Where
know
you from?
anything about Chicago.
Where you from? Oh, you from Chicago? You from Chicago, right? And you talking about Traore is not capable to be a leader, right? Oh my God!
Yeah.
You see, I keep saying these things, right? Black Americans, you guys wish you guys had Ibrahim Traore as your leader in America. You guys wish y'all had
That's a
somebody down in
bullshit. That's
DC.
a nonsense. That's a
Man, shut the
nonsense.
hell up.
Hey,
Shut the hell up, man.
I would say this.
Not Bear Man. Be quiet.
Hold on.
I would
Hey,
say
you
this.
funny, bro.
I would much rather take
You
him
funny.
for. Hold on, Jonathan.
Y'all
You gotta
get
wait.
so butthurt over.
Hold on, Jonathan. Hold on.
What on, Diners?
I would rather take Traore over Brandon Johnson, Casanova. Come on now.
More than that.
no.
Hold on, people. What about
Cash it over.
Y'all
Come
gonna
on,
sit
bro.
around and cry,
I
not
would
do
say
shit,
Tory
just like
over
y'all
Randy
did when
Johnson.
what about the
Thomas
mayor
Sankara got
of the
killed.
governor? Man, what about the governor of Maryland? You see
I would
what's going on in
take
Baltimore, right?
I would
You see
take
what's going on in
Tory
Baltimore?
over him too.
Exactly. Come on.
Hey,
Now,
look what's going on in Illinois.
St. James.
Dynasty, let
St.
me
James,
just
I want
say
to ask you a
something.
question.
But ain't no terrorists over here killing the civilians. It's not a group of terrorists playing guerrilla tactics on the
St. James.
Shut
civilians.
up, man. Shut
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
We have a
Immature
terrorist
people.
act here almost every goddamn month. Somebody
Hey,
shooting up some
it's
goddamn
just facts,
supermarket,
bro.
church,
Like
whatever.
you mad. You mad at the
Man,
facts, bro.
matter what, bro. I live in the land. Listen, we have
Kahuri don't got
terrorists.
control of the
We got
entire
terrorist shit
country.
here every month.
St. James,
We
let me
got
ask you a question, right?
terrorism here every month.
Hey,
Mali,
y'all can hear me right quick?
I don't even think they got a
Hold on.
president of Mali.
Hey,
Hey, Adonis,
I gotta pass
hey,
the mic
y'all.
along.
Can any of
One
y'all
mic.
hear me?
Hold
Because I just want to say one thing. I'm going
We
to say
can hear
something real
you.
smooth, just real quick.
We
Check
can hear
this out.
you.
All right, check this out. I'm listening to y'all, right? Y'all got to stop comparing each other, yo. It's never going to work, yo. At the end of the day, Traore is a strong brother. What he's doing, what he's done is raw. He did something.
He's
At the
strong,
end
but
of
he
the
needs to
day,
be
wait,
smart.
hold on, I swear to God.
Hey,
We don't
Donis,
need him to be
can you
smart.
can you
Hey,
help this
he
guy?
can be smart, brother.
Can you mute
I'm
this guy
not
so we
done.
can listen?
I'm not done. I don't care. At the end
Diners,
of the
mute
day,
Casanova,
at
man. He's
the
an
end of
idiot.
the day, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is the man did something. He did something good. We're gonna respect him for it over here in America. We're gonna say we had our heroes, y'all have y'all heroes. We're not finna down y'all. Y'all not finna down us. We're not gonna say, hey yo, y'all need to not do whatever y'all doing. Y'all make your own decisions over there. If we can support, we will. If we need to say, hey, y'all doing this in error, we should give you, hey, our opinion. Y'all should listen. But at the end of the day, do what y'all think is right. Because it's y'all sovereign. It's for y'all to make that decision. But you should be able to listen to people outside of yourself. It's a balance. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, yo, what you're saying is right, but people to come up here and then completely try to lie, saying that these countries are not like controlling these T groups. These countries are being like swallowed up by these T groups. These countries don't even control like 50% of the territory and all these things. Like these countries, for you to come out here and completely say these things, if you were saying it in early 2005, you know what I'm saying, like last year, then you understand. Then you can have some type of weight for 2026. You coming to us and tell us these things, man? Go to effing hell, man. That's all I gotta say. Go to effing hell. Whatever agenda you wish this could happen, it's not gonna happen. Now, if you from Nigeria, from what you call it? Oh, Nigeria, man. Tell Tinubu to come over there. Assimi Ghost is gonna bomb your soldiers. Tell them to come to Burkina Faso and try out. Tell them to do that. Tell them to do that. For y'all Nigerians coming up here saying all these goddamn things. And then Liberia man, please. Go and fix your country and get a leader like Abraham Traore. I'm from Sierra Leone. I wish I had a leader like him. My leader is what? Mada Bio, which is Dynasty people. They control my country. My country sucks right now. But Dynasty ain't gonna talk about it because that's his people. Just like I just said, right? Tinubu, you gonna be next. You gonna be next, man. We're gonna come for you. We're gonna come for you. Man,
The
St. James.
Nigerians gonna come for him first, bro.
St. James, let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah, sure.
Abdul Yaya. What type of name is that? Yaya.
Yeah. I'm not sure. What
The
is that?
last name.
I'm not sure.
Hold on. I did want to
That's a
respond to what
Bambara.
my brother said because I
That's a
said something
Bambara.
to him. He said something. I'm
Abdul
going to see if he said
Yaya.
something back to me.
Hold on. 10 seconds. Abdul Yaya, right? He's a terrorist leader up in Mali.
Hold on. Hey, I got it. Lions, you on your Obama phone. It's causing everything to echo. You got to keep yourself muted, Lions. All right, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
I muted myself, dog.
Abdul Yaya, he's a Bambara. He's one of them leaders within those terrorist groups. So when people come up here and quickly call, the Fulanese and stuff like that, right? I'm not saying there are no Fulanese doing these things, but let's be fair. Let's be fair now.
No,
We do have Bambaras in it.
Bang, as you
let's be
said,
honest now.
it's 2026, right?
Yeah, you're
People
right.
wanted
I
us,
apologize.
people wanted us to do that. You understand? We
Yeah,
spoke
yeah,
about it
you're right.
before.
You're right. I
Let's
apologize.
leave
I
that part out.
apologize.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna be on the
you're right.
panel with people who want to do that. I know you get it,
Exactly.
right? Let's not go
You're
there.
right. I
Okay.
So can
apologize,
I
St. James.
so
I
can I
apologize,
finish?
St.
Can I
James.
respond to what my
Sure.
man was saying?
Let's
Sure.
hammer these fake Africans, especially the ones that call themselves two Niger. Two Niger. and then the other one that's from goddamn Liberia talking like that. Oh, 40%. Oh, Bamako's about to be take over.
Bro, you
Bamako about to be
doing
take
all
over.
this shouting, you gonna be the same dude crying when they pop his top.
Why you interrupting him? Let him
Pop
finish.
who's up?
I don't care. Hey
Pop
yo,
who's up?
just finish
He
what
been
you were
he
saying,
been
bro.
shouting like a female the whole
Have
time.
you seen?
Hey yo,
Have
you
you seen the
interrupting
You
weapons
him
that
like
like
the
a
he
AES have?
female
married
the
to a
whole
I don't
Have
time.
know. I
you
I'm
think
seen the
listening to
dude
you.
weapons?
already got a
Have
wife,
you
Stop
seen
bro.
the weapons
interrupting
that the
niggas, because at
AES
the end
have?
of the day, you
Traore
wouldn't do
already
that
Have
got a
face
you
to
wife,
seen the
face.
bro.
weapons have you seen the weapons
Let
that the
my man
AES have?
Listen to
finish. You
how
know he
he
got a high
shouting,
voice,
bro.
Have
so
you
he gonna
seen it?
keep talking
Have
forever.
you seen
Let
it?
him
Have
finish.
you seen it? Have you seen the weapons now?
Bro,
Have you
Traore
seen
got
it?
a wife.
Have you seen the
He
weapons? Oh,
married
have you
already,
seen the
bro.
ballistic missile?
See, it's
Have
two
you
high
seen the
pitched
new
voice
ballistic missile?
dudes. He's the
Have you
type of
seen the
dudes you
ballistic
don't listen
missile?
to either way.
Tell Tinubu and his corrupt Nigerians to try us again and see what's gonna happen.
Because
Tell
these are
Tinubu
the two
to
Bruh,
try
dudes
us
that'll
talk
again
never
about
fight
and
when it
see what's
gets
gonna happen,
real.
Nigerians.
Tinubu. Hey, Nigerians, you call yourself the John of Africa, right? Try it again. Ballistic missile gonna
Bruh,
hit y'all. Ballistic missile
all
gonna
they
hit y'all.
doing is testing
Exactly.
Traore.
Two Niger. Tell your
They
corrupt
got him
president
reacting.
that you are my president
He's not being
to try Burkina
proactive.
Faso again and see what's gonna happen.
You
When
see
they
how they
Since
make
you
the
turn
guys
the
call
move on
yourself
them,
conversation
they
back
want
to
John
them
you
of
two
again.
niggas
Africa,
arguing?
since you
They two
guys call
weak
yourself
niggas.
John of
Hey,
Africa,
hold on,
but you guys can't be calling yourself terrorists.
hold on. Hey, so I didn't announce it. So, Lions, we have a N-word tariff. So now I'm going to the disclaimer. Said N-word, $10.
He
Well,
over there super emotional, like he
Hold on.
married to Traore, bro.
I'm talking.
Can't nobody.
So it's a $10 tariff. If you said the N-word, it's a $10 tariff. So now the
you got
tariff.
to tell somebody ahead of time. My bad, though.
I'm telling you now. So go ahead.
So can I just say, I'm about to be out. All I was gonna say is this: I don't understand how like we all trying to fight each other, y'all. At the end of the day, none of us is winning right now. It don't make sense. I don't understand why you got two high pitched voice brothers yelling at each other. That when a rock get thrown, they hide it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, none of us is winning. In Mali, in Nigeria, in Niger, in America, we all fighting. Nobody can hold nothing down for real. So at the end of the day, we need to take all of our wins and build upon them as we get them, and stop trying to push everybody down and make everybody be perfect outside of themselves. Everybody else got to be perfect in Burkina Faso, but forget America. Everybody got to be perfect in America, but forget what we got going on over here. At the end of the day, yo, we all got to support each other. That's all we got. That's all
Man,
I
beat
got
it
to
with
say.
that kumbaya ass shit, bro.
No,
Man, I slapped you,
my brother.
and I
Listen,
slap you face to
bro,
face.
we ain't
bro,
about that.
I
We
bro,
ain't
slap you
about
face
that.
to
We
bro.
ain't
face.
about that because the AES is what a black man is supposed to be.
Man, you got
It's not
niggas
like
on this
General
panel
Landry.
shouting
It's
loud
only
as
Hey,
hell, and they
AES
laying
hold
with a
on.
white woman.
Do
He
you
on
know
this
that?
shouting loud, and he laying with a
Hold
white
on.
woman
Casher.
in the
That's a
West.
tariff. The
You
All
carrot.
right,
mad
go ahead
about the
and pay
West
that.
though?
Go ahead and pay
Hey,
that
that's a
$10
tariff.
and come back, bro.
Casher, that's a tariff. That's a tariff, Casher. That's a tariff.
All right. So I don't know why the guys thinks I'm against Traore. I'm for Traore succeeding. As a matter
Bruh,
of fact, I'm against Nigeria trying to intervene in that country. And I don't think Nigeria will, because most Nigerians are against this, especially northern Nigerians. Nigeria will not intervene. I can assure you of that. Regarding
They already have.
the extradition, no, they haven't. Regarding the
Nigeria
extradition,
will.
no,
Nigeria
Hold
gonna
on,
do it.
Nigeria won't. Can you just stop? Nigeria won't. Stop.
hold on. Casher, you gotta pay your tariff, Casher.
Man, they gonna use Nigeria to get at them niggas.
Casher, you gotta pay your tariff.
They
You
are.
gotta pay your tariff. You gotta pay your tariff before you say anything else. You gotta pay your tariff. All right, go ahead, tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, and regarding the extradition of the former president, I must say I find it fascinating that Togo actually extradited that former leader to Burkina Faso. And the reason why they did it was that Burkina Faso too would do the same if they find that somebody in their nation has done something wrong in Togo, and the Togolese authorities are looking for that person. So, which means there are West African nations that are in ECOWAS are actually cooperating with the AES nations. They extradited this leader back Burkina Faso. That's quite remarkable. I mean, you would think that they're all fighting each other.
No. Let me say
Bingo,
this. Right?
Tunaja.
Togo to give Burkina
Hey, look at
Faso
hold
access to
on. What my cash? Until you pay your tariff, man, you're on timeout, bro.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, Donis. Respect that.
Metunaja, let me respond to what you just said, right? Because Damiba, right? Damiba operated. I think it was like a year and a half, right? That he did all this behind closed door, right? So basically, I think in my view, Togo knew what he was doing. Togo knew exactly what he was doing, because at the end of the day, for him to get all this information and pay people while he was in Togo, nah. The Togolese government knew exactly what he was doing. The only reason why they turned him in my opinion, it could be two or one of those, right? I think because of the mission has failed, because of the intel of Burkina Faso already knew what they was doing. I think like a month or two. You understand me, right? A couple months later. So they were already, you know what I'm saying? And then they captured a lot of people, and a lot of people, spilled the bill, the information. So at the end of the day, he was basically useless. I think that's why they turned him in. Because then
it's possible.
That's why they turned him in.
Right.
He was basically
And Tunaja. Tunaja, don't forget.
And try to act like, ECOWAS is like the saint to Africans.
Don't forget, Tunaja. Togo has done it before. They have sent over someone from Ivory Coast that was residing in Togo back to Ivory Coast. They have done it. You know, it's not the first time they have done it. So
But
basically,
for the Sahel nation, it's new. I've never had them cooperate with
but I keep telling, I don't know how many times I said it here on Dinah's channel. I say Togo is not AES, but it's a strong ally of the AES. I said that. A lot of people don't know. So
it's in the middle. Exactly.
So,
it's in the middle. It's in
yeah.
the middle. But don't put it as if these countries did not know what this man was doing. They knew exactly what he was doing. Because
by the way, listen, they need a coup d'etat in Togo, and they need a good one.
Louis Brad.
The coup d'etat they need is in Nigeria. We need to.
They don't even have a president. Togo doesn't. Louis, Togo no longer has a president, though. In their constitution, they no longer have a president.
Listen, the Ghana government too. They should go in there and throw that fucker out. Let that family get rid of it.
Why not make it a port of Burkina Faso?
What? You got a problem with the? You got a problem with the Ghana president?
No, I got a problem with the Togolese president. That leadership is bullshit. They all listen.
Yeah,
all the
that Benin coup, man. That Benin coup. If that Benin coup should have happened, oh my God, man.
Listen, I reckon. Listen.
That Benin coup, man. This is why I despise Nigeria.
I really wish
Nigerians, you guys are enemy of Africa, man. I don't care what any Nigerians say. You guys are the enemy of Africa, man. Nigerians, you guys.
Yeah, Nigerians are. I agree with that.
You guys are the enemy of Africa, man.
100%.
This is why I hate when you guys call yourself John of Africa. That is an insult to all African nations. That is insult. You guys need to stop calling yourself that.
That's serious.
All those people in no organization, just like the Congo. All it takes is a small country.
You tried the AES, man. Ballistic missile is gonna hit y'all next time. Ballistic missile is gonna hit y'all next time.
Nigeria is not going to fight AES. Stop going on. Nigeria is not going to fight AES. But if AES make a mistake of attacking Nigeria, they would have made a grave mistake.
I can see them doing it.
No. The Benin one. Benin was a smaller country, and the coup was very disorganized.
They're gonna be the one.
Let's keep to the topic, man. Ain't nobody attacking nobody, man.
Nigeria is gonna facilitate them.
Nigeria is not going to stop it. Nigeria is not going to attack AES. Do you know how many Nigerians have relations with the AES nations? Forget it. That's not going to happen. No Nigerian government is going to do that.
They just showed you to play.
See, Nigerian government have enough trouble. They are not going to use Nigeria. I don't know what you're talking about. I know Nigerians. They are not going to get into that kind of stupid fight.
Corrupt Nigerians.
What's going on? They're not going to get that. We have our own problem to worry about.
To sell drugs out here in Chicago. Y'all president in Nigeria used to sell drugs out here in Chicago. Nigeria full of corrupt people. That's how I know they do.
Your president is an ex-convict, for crying out loud. Stop going on.
Nigeria, why don't you guys just elect Dangote and make him president? He's the only decent Nigeria I can think of. Just make him president.
I must say he appears to be the one that speaks the right language, but he's
Make
also very
him
close to
president.
Microsoft. He's also very close to Bill Gates. That creeps me out a
And
little
he
bit. But
sold drugs in Chicago. Go ahead, tell me
no,
about
that
that
is
too,
you're talking
Naya.
about Dangote, man. Calm down. You're
Oh,
not
you
talking
talking
about
about that?
yeah, it's not Tinubu we are talking about. It's Dangote they're talking about. Dangote is a
He's
hero for
making the
Nigeria
right
right
The
now.
moves.
Gote
He's
is the
doing
Yeah.
what
goofy.
he's doing what African businessmen need to do. That guy is making powerful moves. So I've held back on the
Man,
Nigerians
If he
because of
the
him.
succeeds,
Gote is
if
the
he
goofy.
succeeds, he could lead to the collapse of the Sahel. Because if Dangote succeeds, that like he's looking at drilling that's processing 1.4 billion,
Yep.
1.4 million barrels a
I
day.
told you,
If
he a
he succeeds
goofy.
in doing that, that would be very transformational for
But
Nigeria and
that's not
many
even that. That's not the only thing
African
he's doing.
nations.
He's investing in some serious businesses.
Yeah,
Even
it's
in
going to be quite important. We'll see how it
we
goes
need.
anyway.
That's
I've
what
seen
we
this
need the
before.
Nigerians with big money to do. If you do that, you will be the giant. But
And
you need to make
Nigeria
moves.
is also recruiting into its security forces now because of what Trump has done. You know, that's one of the reasons why I prefer Trump in office, because it's not like the Democrats that try to, chain our hands and suppress our development. But Trump doesn't care about any of that. He just acts randomly, and as a matter of fact, he's stimulated the Nigerian government in such a way now that he's forcing them to recruit into the
No,
security
what's
forces
happening
because
is
of the genocide issues.
because he's broken the rules, everybody feels that they can do what they want to
Nigeria
do.
ain't doing
That's what
nothing but
Trump is.
Exactly.
posturing. They just acting like they
Yeah,
doing
no,
something.
they are recruiting.
Them
I
corrupt
know that
niggas over there
they are
ain't
recruiting
doing
for sure.
nothing. Nobu, come on now. His cabinet ain't doing nothing, bro.
They have what they call
They
forest
put
guard.
on
It's
the show
equivalent to
when
the
that white man.
paramilitary.
They put on the show when that cracker come up. That's all.
I think I don't see. I don't blame you for your skepticism, but I am telling you, they are recruiting. They have to.
Bro,
They don't
I'm
have a
not
choice.
listen. Just because they recruiting don't mean they gonna be effective, bro. Like they had fucking what 10 years, 20 years to deal with this problem, and you telling me, oh, they recruiting now?
They are not
They
recruiting
recruit.
enough. Even the
Come
Sahel
on,
nations
man.
are not
Like,
recruiting
and
enough.
then
They are
y'all be
not doing enough
leveraging the
yet.
Gote. He got $1 billion, but you can't put no guns in nobody's hands so y'all can secure the country. So your $1 billion is useless. Man, Nigeria is like a cancer to Africa.
Apart from the security forces, what are the Sahel nations done in terms of actual development of their country? Can you name some of them? Apart from the
And
roads, I know about the roads one. That is not
Burkina are doing a
exactly.
lot. Burkina are
The,
doing a lot
the
to bring
I
in a
hate
lot.
when y'all do
roads,
that. What do they do? He
factories,
asked you a question. What they doing, bro?
hospitals. To
Yep,
Niger, come on now.
he's doing
He
a
ain't
lot.
doing.
I know that because
Are
I
they
see the
building like
pictures
train
going through
lines?
the
Train
ports in
lines.
Ghana.
Okay,
Yes, they are.
They
okay.
built a mobile hospital. They built a vehicle that can go around and assist people with ill equipment who are on the
That's not the proper
battlefield,
development you're
missing their
talking about.
damn legs
He's
That
from
is
the
bringing
not
electricity
explosions.
there.
high
They
Every
level
they
stuff.
electricity
they
Yeah.
there.
they
To
they,
Niger,
they built
they're
they got a
building a
bus.
hospital. They're
They got a
building
bus and they
airports.
call it a mobile
They're building
hospital.
roads 24 hours a day. What are you talking about?
They are
Road.
building roads, but you need
They're building hospitals. They're building factories. They're building
We ain't
factories
building
also.
what
okay. What kind of
what
factories are we
hospitals
talking
they
about
building,
here?
bro?
I know they built a
Mainly
Most of
tomato
the country still
processing
ain't got
tomato
factory,
access.
factory.
whatever
Most
we
of the country
grow
still
in
ain't got
Burkina
access to
Man,
Faso
basic health care.
is going to be processed there. So we stop a lot of importing rice, anything you can name is being done
they're
over there
growing
in
food
Burkina
like
Faso.
crazy.
They're growing it, right? So no
Yes.
more import. Whatever we can grow, we don't import it. We can import it, but on a small scale, which is very important. You know why, Tunaja, why they even try to get Traore is because of the import. Most of the oligarch had that in lock. Now he's putting a lot of people back to work. You see what I'm saying? So that vision just for itself is creating a lot of chaos within that country, like a positive chaos, because we now became self-reliant, which is a positive, a net positive, right? Somebody was telling you about the road. If you can look at the conditioning of the road in that country when Traore came to power, and now a lot of people are showing the result. Why? You know, some of the road in Burkina Faso on the paper they were paved. People embezzled the money and they put on the report that this road were paved. You understand? So these roads are being paved is creating bringing a lot of industry back that was closed under the prior regimes. We know we have our own brewery right now. We are fighting this major corporation, Western corporation, that was placed there for a reason. Now we're brewing our own drinks in Burkina Faso.
So
First
y'all,
thing.
so you bragging about y'all making
No, it's
alcohol, but
bro,
y'all ain't
sir.
making no drugs, bro.
I was telling you, you talk after
Man,
me. You talk after me. If you want to be my little, you let
Are
me
you
know.
gonna throw the alcohol
I
in the
don't know. You
carriage?
talk after me like you are my
Okay,
man.
let me
You
ask you something now. Let me ask
you are
you
my
Alcohol, the
something.
fan,
How
booze
you
right?
gonna
industry,
use
bro.
that to
Are you my
defend
fan or
Burkina
something?
Faso in the AES?
Are
Hold on,
you my fan?
You gonna
Let me
douse
ask
them?
you this
You
last one.
gonna
Let
douse
me
them
just ask you
niggas
this
with?
one.
Are you my
What
fan or
is it they are
something?
You gonna
doing
douse
that
them
is
niggas with the Miller Lite?
calm down now. What is it they
Bro,
are
are you
doing
my
that is
fan or
actually
something?
strategically? Hold on now. What
He
is the
said a
is it?
brewery.
Oh, calm down. Brewery is not anything that important. What is it they are doing that is strategic? Like you would say that okay, they are doing with Russia or something that is really going
The
to change the
So
military
they gonna
is
supply the Russians with
the
their booze
military is
now.
being built.
Right.
Now, the military is being built, right? The military has weapons that they never had before. Now the people, the military is now capable of going anywhere. You know, that didn't exist back then. No one wanted to fight in the Sahel. A lot of people don't know that. It takes a lot of courage. A lot of people believe that this country sold out to the West. So regardless of how many people you would train, they will be defeated. That was the mentality then. When Traore came, it changed that mentality. Now these people are willing and able
But
to
they
fight
sold
and
out to
protect.
the east now, and
Bro,
you got these people
my
over
man,
there with Russian
listen, man.
flags.
I'm not, maybe,
They
I
flying
don't know,
Russian flags
bro.
like
I don't,
Gucci,
come on,
bro.
man. Like, bro, sir, I know a lot of
Hey,
people from
Traore
Chicago. I
said
live there,
Russia.
man.
Hey,
Cashinova.
Traore
Bro,
said it out his mouth. He said
I
Russia
mean,
is family.
I know a lot
He
of
said
people in
Russia is
Chicago, man.
family.
God damn, man. I never
That's
heard somebody
personal,
from
man.
Chicago that talks like you, bro.
Hey, bro.
Seriously.
Cashinova. You're not the
Hood.
only one on the panel, my friend.
He said, hey, Traore
Hey,
said
you're not
Russia
the only
is
one on the panel,
family, though.
Cashinova. Okay, you yipping too much. You want to
No,
hear information?
he's but heard about things that I've said like 10
I'm
years
not
ago.
butthurt
Why
about
are you
nothing, bro.
chasing me? Bro, why
My
are you chasing me, bro?
my criticism of Traore is fair, bro.
Okay,
It's
yes,
fair.
What's your critique? What is
okay,
it?
bro. But every time I talk, you talk after me. It seems like you have a problem with what I'm saying.
Because
That's what
what
I'm
you be
noticing.
saying be trash, bro. Like
No,
for
no, no.
real.
I
You
mean,
just talked about a brewery.
let other people appreciate
You
though.
said
If you don't
what
like it, I
supply
get it. You
Russia?
don't have to be my
Well,
B
what they
to
building over
appreciate
there,
what I'm
bro?
saying, but let other people appreciate. I'm not trying to select you to be my B though.
yeah,
Hey,
but it appears
Cashinova.
that I have to say though, Burkina Faso GDP per capita is going up.
Thank you. That's because
So
he's got a hold of
I
those
supposed to
millions.
have two Niger too. He just
Tunaja,
gets butthurt, bro.
can you check the ever since Traore came to power, the first president to even have a gold reserve in Burkina Faso was under Traore. No one even thought about it. He had the first president in Burkina Faso to think about having a gold reserve was him,
man, that
and
country
we
was
have it.
really being screwed by the French, man. It's
Right
like a baby
now,
country.
just look at all the reforms, the gold, the gold, the mine gold, all these reforms he was able to put in place. Look at how much money we took from gold last year. You can Google that. Come on, man, it's there. If you
Yeah,
don't want to agree,
it's
that's
growing. The
fine.
country is still very poor, but
Hey,
the
Oh,
GDP per
but you
capita
know
is
what y'all
growing.
ain't
Listen.
releasing? How
It's
many
better
you
people
than
see,
what
y'all
you had
losing?
before.
How many
Cashinova
people
wants you
y'all
to come
losing?
back under Trump so that he could suppress you and shit on a black
no,
man.
man,
The
Lewis,
black man is staying down.
I lived in Chicago for 4 years, man. I never saw someone that talked like this dude, bro. I
Man,
Bro,
never.
you goof. Man,
he's
get
in
the
Man,
he's
this
in his
guy,
you lived in
bro.
prime.
Chicago for
He's
Man,
in
where
his
years.
you
prime.
live,
He
man?
said,
Where
"What
you
do you
live?
got? A
West
white
West
woman,
side?
bitch?
Where you know? On the west side or south
You a
side, bro?
clown. You got a
Man,
white
you
woman.
west side or south
You
side, bro?
laying under a white woman.
Where you live, man? South side?
Why
35th
you
and
worried about
King
it?
Drive. Where do you live? 79?
Talking about King Drive. You a
Where you
goofy.
live? Where you live?
That's all y'all know is O Block, huh? Goofy ass.
Bro, where you live, man?
That's
Cabrini
all
Green?
you know is O
Where you
Block, huh?
live?
Go
Where you
ahead,
live?
name
Cabrini
something else.
Green?
Cabrini Green.
Bro, what is your
You said Cabrini
contribution
Green.
to the show? You, Chicago, what is your contribution to the panel?
What you mean? What is my contribution to the panel?
Your contribution to the panel, what is it? What is your point you're trying to
Hey
make?
guys, let me read
Constructive
this super chat.
criticism.
Let me read this super chat. Amar
I'm
Dumboya,
just
thank you,
playing
Holla
devil's
Holla.
advocate.
Man, let me read the super chat. Hold on. Cash, I still ain't got your tariff, man. Cash,
You think you're gonna get your $10 from this dude, bro?
He probably don't work. I don't
We
even
might as well just pay for him, bro. He ain't got it like that, bro.
Hey, I ain't hear him say
He
N-word
ain't got the
tariff.
money.
I did say it.
I ain't hear him say that.
I heard it, and I'm in England.
Hey, bro, if you wanna, be honest, if you take EBT car or something, it can help. He ain't got it.
He ain't got it.
Hey,
He ain't
tonight,
got it
send
though.
him some naira, man.
All right.
But you
Hey,
laying
Cash,
up, you laying up on under that wet dog over there.
hey,
That
Cash,
white woman that smell like that wet
you gotta
dog
drop
over
off,
there.
my brother. You
And
gotta
you
drop
talking
off.
about
You
me?
gotta pay your tariff. You gotta pay your tariff. You gotta drop.
Hey, Kasha, if you need help, you can let us know, man. If you need some help,
He's
I have,
unemployed, but
I have to read this. Let me read this super chat. Amar Duboy, thank you for $2. Holla. I show speed is in Nigeria. He sure is. All right, we're going to a quick commercial break.
Danful offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.
To Niger, can I say something to you before you speak?
Go ahead.
And this go to that Chicago dude and anybody else that's against Tory or the AES. You said you're not against Tory. Okay. If some, not that he need his respect, but if someone like President Putin could have so much love and admiration and respect for Abraham Traore, right? That sent, when he was going to Russia, that sent his plane with surrounded by eight Su-57 fighter jet to show that love, right? And just to show the respect of what this young man is trying to do for his country. Why can't the average black man, whether here in the US or in Africa, have respect for him? Why a white man, one of the most powerful dude in the world, shows so much respect for what this young man is doing, and people are arguing about what Abraham Traore is doing or any other AES leader, right? When they're trying to build their country. Right? It is hard because it's hard. Let me finish. It's hard because it's backed by France and the United States. So it's hard as hell. They the one who give these terrorists these weapons. They the one who give these sophisticated drones and so on and so on. And they do the same thing in northern Nigeria. Villagers from northern Nigeria said they see these people coming down with helicopters landing in Nigeria, turning off their air forgot what they call it, transponders or whatever, right? And taking out minerals and stuff like that. I don't understand. Do you guys want Africa to develop? Yes or no? That's my beef with the whole goddamn thing. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Listen, it's very simple, okay? Russia have identified what it was that Africa needed a long time ago, from the days of Nkrumah up to now. But every time they got a hold of someone or an administration that would do the basic, the West killed it before it started.
Yes.
They started with Nkrumah, and if Nkrumah was around now with the AES, he would have been in heaven. Because what he's doing, what I'm surprised at the moment, is that they've managed to stick together and they are still in power. Give it a year or two. when the full information starts coming out about the success of that country, you don't need to tell the Africans what's good or bad. Okay, they just got to be patient. They got to stick together. Okay, do what Russia say where you feel is good. Okay, and just be patient. You're gonna start seeing the rewards of what they're working. Because the problem we've got in the other part of Africa is that the West have willingly sponsored corrupt bastards who get bled our country dry. Even when we look like we're getting somewhere, they get bleeding it dry. You go to Ivory Coast, nice infrastructure, all the money going to France. They just giving you a nice picture thing, but beyond Ivory Coast, beyond Abidjan, it is all, the rest of it is all rubbish. Okay, so give it time, right? And I believe the AES will prove in time what it is needed. And when the rest of the Africans sees that, that's where they're gonna go. So with me, I'm not gonna fight it no more, because what I see on the floor, the report I'm seeing is better in Burkina Faso than it was under the French-led administration. That's why nobody in Ghana is speaking up against it. And it's helping us in Ghana because we're like, listen, this administration in now, Mahama, is the last administration. If we don't jump where we need to get to, because we know where we need to get to, we don't industrialize, whoever's coming, we're going to get rid of them. And if the army has to come back for us to get there, we will. I don't think we need to go military, but the rest of the other African countries, what's going to need it to get them off the ground is the basics. And Traore is doing the basics because the Russians are telling him what the basics is. All it is, he needs enough time to get it up and running. And once that's stabilized, you cannot take over African country or any black people without the people in cahoots with the West. Once the people win, once you win the people over, which they will, that will be the beginning of the end of those dirty, filthy, stinky flesh.
They already win the people over, and that's the problem people are having. They already win them over.
No, I understand. What I mean is, I know African people, right? Soon as they feel a little bit of a pinch, they start fucking mourning. So I'm hoping they're sticking there for the long run.
Right. Beside me, who's from Burkina Faso, you will not see a lot of people from where I'm from on these panels debating some of these people. They're not doing that. Why? What does that tell you? It tells you we are more united than a lot of people think. Our strength is the unity from within, because a lot of people have come to understand that we have no other way around it. So most of my beef with certain people are those from the West. Within this country, you don't see the divide there because people understand the message. We were this close to lose our countries, and we find out that we were up for sale. You know, and these people will never trade Traore and these people like Goita and Chiani for nothing. Nothing, even for democracy that people are alluding to. I would love for them to have this solid democracy in their country. Show us, bro, we listen, a country at war that was being slated to be sold, you can't sell that democracy to me. All these people who were here today, they were talking about our country being taken by 40%. So there wasn't pointing the finger at Traore. He wasn't there for that. When they took 40%, when they said they took 40% of our land, Traore was there for that. He was the leader of that country. When they took 40%, he wasn't there. Why are you blaming him? When they came back and reclaimed all this territory, you still blaming the guy. So some people in the West don't care about results. They don't care about actions. They don't care about, teamwork. I'm doing my part. Like I told you, you're not going to see a lot of people doing this. Why? Because it's worthless for these people. They don't care.
The irony is most black people let me finish this. Say the statement. Most black people in the West respect Traore in the Caribbean, in South America, and even right here in the United States. You see what I'm saying? Right. And that's the thing. They have all my friends, whether it's American friends, Caribbean friends, African friends here in the US, even people that don't even know that much about Africa. You see what I'm saying? Have full respect for Traore. And that's the irony of the whole thing. You see what I'm saying? Right. These fools that come on this panel and talk all kind of effing shit, don't know what is not the average person.
No, I know.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
Hold up,
that
man.
thing is
That guy is good.
yeah,
He's good.
that thing that they talk about the fight in the Sahel like they're playing a PlayStation or something. They don't get
That's
the
real.
we
That's a
were
real
we
fight.
we we were supposed to be suppressed. They don't know, and the power that be wanted us gone. You know, that's why when they were communicating about 40% of our territory being taken, 60% of it being taken,
A
they
lot of
have
it's
an agenda.
propaganda.
There was an agenda behind it. And these
Yeah.
people, they still don't get the agenda. The agenda is for you, for one day is to tell you that these countries don't no longer exist. That was the plan. And when this guy burst the
Let me say
power,
this.
sure, let me finish that, right? And I'll let you speak. All these guys were saying that, Elvis was making a point that Traore came through by the guns. I'm not for a country that was at war. The mistake that a lot of people make, a peaceful nation, I wouldn't want a coup in that country. A peaceful nation, whether it's a
Give them
military
this.
or a civilian, a peaceful
Uh-huh.
nation, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Our situation in the Sahel was very different. I
Yeah.
want you, a lot of people who don't understand it, take that into account. This
I
coup
hear.
happened because of
Listen.
security threats, and the president at that time were found to be the puppet of these people. That's
Yeah.
why this military, when they found out they were being
It was
killed for
messy.
no reason and they had no protection, they went to the commander in chief to protect them, and he failed to do so. That's
Yeah.
why they toppled them,
Yeah.
and
Listen.
we
Every
applauded that. We from this country, we were at war, and we respected that. Anybody that would like to do a coup to Traore, please try. If you believe that he did a
listen.
coup and then you want to
Listen.
try a coup on him, please do. The guy
Yeah.
that did
Let me.
is back in Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
Now we can do some kangaroo court on him, right? So that's what you're saying. We can do a kangaroo court on him because you said Traore did it. Therefore somebody else can try. He tried, he
No.
failed.
Listen. What people
Let me
forget
say
is
this.
in
Hold on,
every
hold on.
country
Lewis.
there is.
Let me say something real quick, please.
Your mic is low.
In life, right? In life, you can never have 100%.
Yeah.
In like what I mean, like support wise, there is not a such thing as 100% in this world. So even if you have a leader that developed a country in Africa, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
that could compete with any country. You're gonna have certain black people within that country that
Yep.
wants the opposite to happen.
Of course.
That wants the opposite to happen. So
Gaddafi.
some of these people that come up here on the social media, like Elvis every day he spends his own personal time on college net show, right? Talking about Africans, 5 hours a day. And then he'd be the same one telling you Burkina Faso is not doing this, Burkina Faso propaganda, Burkina Faso in this, Mali that, Niger is this and that, right? Then why do you spend your personal time every day talking about Africans? You spend 5 hours of your personal time, but then you claim to be like a husband. You have wife and kids. That means you are getting paid for something. You're doing it for a reason because you're not stupid. You see, Elvis is not stupid.
No, he's a smart man.
Elvis is not stupid. So for him to come up here and try to persuade people, there's something more deeper behind it.
Brother, hear me
There's
out.
something more
Hear me
deeper
out. Listen.
behind it. You
Listen,
cannot
listen,
have
hear me out.
100% with black people in this world.
Right, brother.
Your
Let
job
me-
is to overpower them.
Right. Hear
with
me
your
out.
knowledge.
Listen, let me tell you something. You will be surprised when Nkrumah was overthrown. Some of his opposition leaders, his right-hand man who helped him steer his most successful time economically, turned against him. You will be surprised. Only because Nkrumah realized the man was using his influence to buy big properties and make himself too rich, and it would become too obvious. You will be surprised who will turn against you. Okay? All I'm gonna say is this: we have the goal in the game. If you don't know where the goal in the game is, you're wasting your time. If you play a game of soccer, you don't know where the goal is, you're wasting your time. Our goal has been our enemy, and number one enemy has been a white man from Europe in France. So long as you keep your eye on France, keep them the fuck out, I'm supporting you. That's all I'm
Simple
gonna
as
say.
that.
Let me add something about the democracies. Why they don't respect? They don't seem to respect Traore. I think they have resolved themselves to kind of having a kind of competition with the Sahel nations, especially in West Africa. I heard our former president, Jonathan Goodluck, say something about that when he came back from Guinea-Bissau. The coup that happened in Guinea-Bissau. He was saying that if because he believes in democracies, a democratic system. He says the only thing that can happen now is the people that believe in military will do their military, the ones that do democracy will do their democracy, and the one that performs the most, the people would make their judgment. If they see that the democracies are doing better, they are more stable, they are more prosperous, the ones in the Sahel will shift towards democracy. But if it's the other, he didn't say the other way, he's a Democrat. He wouldn't say the other way. So I think that is the way they are looking at it. But I wanted to ask a question though, regarding this ex-leader that is now arraigned in Burkina Faso. What do you think his punishment should be if, say, he was found guilty of plotting a coup against Traore?
If I was Traore, I'll have him shot. If I was Traore, you have him, you shoot him. You do it now in the military court, and you do what Jerry Rawlings done. You shoot him.
Right. Okay. Let me tell you what. Hold on a second. Tunaja.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tunaja, let me tell you why Traore or his government is not going to do it. They're going to have him a trial. They may put him in jail. Let me tell you why they're not going to kill him. All right? They're not going to do it because that's what France and the West expect.
That's what they want us to go in.
That's what they're going to say. See, this is a X, Y, and Z government. This is a X, Y, and Z government. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna. Traore is not gonna give them that pleasure. You see what he did with the prisoners? Them. Hold on, let me finish up. You see what he did with the prisoners? Them. You see what he did? He released. He released.
Let me say this, right? Say this real quick. Because Tunaja, he's slick. He's a slick mother effer. Tunaja is slick. Tunaja is slick.
He's got it in for you.
Seriously. Tunaja is slick.
He's like Jonathan.
He's slick now.
Yes. Tunaja is slick. Tunaja is slick. He just good at putting words together compared to those other two Liberians that was up here. Tunaja is slick, right? Okay. First of all, right, you keep saying democracy and all these things, right? At the end of the day, as a president, right, as a governor or whatever, right, as a politician, right, your job, your priorities, right, is to put your people first, right, to make sure your people are in better position, right. So if you are doing that, right, isn't that democracy in any type of form? So are you telling me
it may not be democracy, but it's still a valid government?
Are you telling me Nigeria's elites, Nigerian politicians, are they putting their people first in priorities?
Nope.
No, not necessarily.
Exactly. So okay. So why did you say you try to use an example of Goodluck Jonathan? Goodluck Jonathan says this, and then Goodluck Jonathan said that, and then eventually they're gonna do democracy like we. That makes no freaking sense because the democracy that your people in Nigeria practice, it's obviously not a democracy because of the Nigerians are not put first. The Nigerians are suffering. The Nigerians are complaining. Anything.
No, I understand what you are saying, but I think you choose to misunderstand what I said.
No. That's what democracy is. Democracy is, do you put your people first? Do your priorities come first?
Yeah, but that is the argument he is making too. Jonathan was making the same argument that you are making now.
If you're a family man, are you going to sit on the couch 7 days a week, not go to work? Would you take care of your family?
I think because it's from the other side.
If you sit on your couch 7 days a week,
of course not.
If that priorities, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. That means your priorities is not the same thing. So that means
hold on. I think you are just completely misreading the other. I don't think you heard me.
You slick with it.
He said
you are slick with it.
If democracies don't perform, they will fall. If democracies perform, they will thrive, and the AES will copy them.
But Tunaja.
Right. If I can just say quickly, listen. Right.
You see that person again? You see how
Tunaja. The AES countries, right?
With your wife. And then
they're already within the nations. Within the nations, and
you will never know.
Right. No, let me address Tunaja. Within each nations, we already understand the people within this nation already understand what it will take for us to go back to let's say the so-called democracy that the world would want to see. I already explained that to you, right?
Yeah,
that's not. We're not going back to the Western democracy anytime soon.
Yep,
we will create our own democracy now.
Thank you.
For the time being, what the people, what the people want, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have an election, and we know who's gonna remain in power. For the time being, that's what's gonna be. So that's what's gonna happen. And for the president that was the president that was arrested, right? Somebody made the great point. It's not gonna be killers. We're not killers. We don't kill our own, but we're gonna use them for the time being. We're gonna use them as an asset. When he was in Togo, we do understand he got a lot of phone calls from powerful people, you know, who wanted him to topple Traore. Those are the phone numbers we will see. The people, all those connections.
Hold on. Is that not a mistake? Is that not a mistake? See, this is the thing. We think this is the child's play. We are talking about a nation. Hold on. Let me say this. We are talking about a nation that this guy was about to subvert. He was about to subvert the dreams of millions of people. Hold on. Hold on, please. This is one of the things we do. We always take our lives for granted. He wanted to subvert the lives of millions of people of a nation. And now, when he's been found out and he's been tried, which is very, very important, he's tried and found guilty. If he's found guilty, why would you spare him?
We don't, not the death penalty. We can give him life. We can give him life in prison. No. Tunaja, we are at war. No, Tunaja, we are at war right now. We're not gonna give him the death penalty. Although it's
this is child's play. You're not serious. You're not serious. You can't say you want to run a country and you still keep kicking around.
Tunaja, life without parole is the same thing.
The Wagner boss. When the Wagner boss dead, Putin, it barely even lasted a month before he was gone. You can't go around threatening the nation and you expect to get away with it.
Tunaja, through what Togo just did, right? What Togo just did, what Togo just did, you know, it tells anybody that live around us, Ivory Coast and other countries, right, that the days are numbers. Like I told you, the time is not in our favor to kill this guy. Listen, I get your point. I get your point. What we do, Tunaja.
Hold on, let me give you how bad it is.
Listen. Tunaja, the guy. What you don't get. Let me make this point. The guy was a former. He was a no. Listen to me, Tunaja. He was a former president. Whether you like it or not, he had people that supported him. You understand? It's gonna be a big no. Give him life without parole.
That is the right thing to do. Oh my God! See, hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. See, that is how Rawlings was able to create a very strong institution. If he was able to take out so many heads of states that were corrupt and bad before. Remember, these people.
They were military.
Yeah. They were military. He was able to do it. It doesn't matter who they had supporters too. Now, let me put this.
He took a former president. Rawlings took a former president.
No,
of course he took them. He took what I head of states or president.
Did he kill them?
He did.
Former president.
Yes, 3 of them at least.
He
let me finish what I'm saying. Yes.
There were military.
More than 3 of them. Let me say this. Let me finish what I'm saying. Please. I need to say this so you understand the context where I'm coming from. Because like in Nigeria now, politicians, they will steal money that was meant for hospitals, for roads, and people go and lose their lives repeatedly. These people are costing life. They are costing life. Do you know how many people that lose their lives?
That's democracy you like.
Hold on. Can you stop with that? Can you stop with that? I'm talking about something serious here. Stop going on about just democracy. Hold on. I'm talking about corrupt leaders here.
That's the way you prefer.
Can you stop? Can you just stop for a second? Democracies are the most successful nations in the world today. So what are you going on about? So let me tell you what I'm saying. Can I finish? Is America not a democracy? Is the European Union not a democracy?
No.
Can you let me finish? Can you let me finish what I'm saying? Why are you just disrupting the point I'm trying to make? Can you just shut up for a second?
No, you gave us a good example of Nigeria. Don't complain.
You are just making noise. The point I'm trying to make, I've not finished talking. I've not finished talking. Okay, you want to talk? Go ahead and talk. I don't want to argue with you. Name weight.
That's the democracy you like. That's the democracy you
This guy, I don't know whether you have. It's like you're retarded or something. I don't know what's wrong with you. Yeah, it's like you're retarded. I don't know what's wrong with you. You can't even follow an argument. The point I'm making is separate. The point I'm making is separate.
Need to retract that statement.
Retract what? He just interrupted me when I was talking.
You said the most successful countries are democracy.
Generally, the richest ones are they not? If you want to check the numbers, you find out.
Democracy, brother.
Let's check the numbers. The richest nations on earth are generally democracies. You want to choose GDP? You want to go by GDP?
China.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
You live in England, right?
America's economy is larger than that of China. I've not even finished the point I'm making. Do you guys even have any IQ to retain a point? What is wrong with you guys?
No, you love.
Let me finish the point I'm making. Let me finish the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that you see this fool.
You love the simple ego.
Now let me tell the viewers what they need to hear. Let them just please filter out that fool's voice. The point I'm making is that when corrupt politicians steal money from the state, they actually cost people their lives. People travel on the road, they have accidents. People go to hospital, they lose their lives. Women are trying to give birth in hospitals, they have a miscarriage, and most of the time, some of the women go on to lose their lives. There's a lot of tragedies that are happening within our nations because of corrupt politicians. They are actually costing people their lives. So if a corrupt politician is doing that much damage, that to a point whereby even many Nigerians feel like there should be capital punishment for government officials that have stolen money that cost loss of life. Now, somebody wants to go and overthrow an entire nation, completely overturn the entire nation, maybe for the worse, and a lot of people will may actually die in that process. And then when you finish trying that person, you say, oh, let's pretend as if the person. No. In those countries that people like to praise right now, if you do that, you will lose your life. Even corruption in China, you lose your life. You can't keep tolerating people that keep causing loss of life, pretending as if we are just nice.
Yeah,
I'm not. But to me, if you cause loss of life, you should go down.
Okay,
Niger, does the United States kill every terrorist?
Moving too fast.
I mean, every traitor.
If you cause loss of life, you
Niger,
period.
Does the United States eliminate every traitor?
Of course they do. I mean,
you're full of shit. No, they do not.
Get me the traitor that they've done.
They do not.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
They do not, Niger.
If you accept your useful to
they do not. They do not.
Guys, if I can just make this
okay. The question you asked was very broad, actually, to say that they get rid of every traitor. Of course not. They don't get rid of every traitor.
Exactly. That's my point.
But if you commit treason against Nigeria, against the US, maybe now they've gotten rid of this capital punishment. But there was a time you would die
right
for
now.
it.
They have people in prison right now.
And why should we copy the US? I thought you didn't like the US. Why should we copy the US anyway? Why are you not copying China? So suddenly you care about the US now.
Oh,
see how inconsistent you are.
Because you said democracy.
I don't care about democracy. I care about people that cause loss of life. Suddenly, one minute you are not for democracy, the next minute you care about democratic values.
Listen,
you are not even consistent.
What people care about is whether or not the country works. Libya was not a democracy; it worked. So this is where Africans are at. Okay, the reason why we say democracy because it seems to be fair. But you make the constitution the democracy that you want. Okay, what people are forgetting is that it is not illegal for a military takeover of any country. It is not,
including the US. Including the US.
Yes, it is not against the law. Right now, Trump is running amok. If he gets carried away himself and invades Greenland, even now, they've got an excuse to get rid of him within his own top entourage. That's what they're talking about at the moment. Because he's taking the American...
Man, Trump ain't going nowhere, man. Man, Trump ain't going nowhere.
Right? No, you listen. Okay, you listen.
No,
now...
Trump ain't going nowhere, man.
Listen, right now...
He gonna finish his term.
Listen to me. Right now, you're gonna see what's gonna happen in the next couple of months and so on, depending on what decision he makes. If he ends up getting the rest of his, listen to me. If he ends up getting the rest of his allies to go to war because of Greenland, they'll get rid of him rather than risking the whole country.
The European Union can't do nothing. They can't do nothing.
What do you mean they can't do nothing?
They can't do nothing.
Listen to me.
Own them. America own them. What are you talking about?
Listen to me.
Can't do nothing.
Would you listen? Stop high pitching. Okay, if this carries on the way it is, I don't know if you heard that World Economic Forum, okay, and Europe gets together and they end up going to war again. Hello, brother, let me just make my point, okay?
They are vassal.
You are talking about nations, brother. Would you listen to me? Would you listen to me? Let me land. You are talking about nations who have access to nuclear bombs. Okay, you don't need to be the most powerful no more. Why do you think they're fucking about North Korea? Okay, so
No,
hear me out.
well, Europe is not gonna do nothing, bro. That's one thing they ain't gonna do nothing.
Right. The military can step into any nation, okay, if they feel that the person in leadership is taking the country down the wrong road. Later on after, that's when they have the court to decide what's what. And there's two courts: military courts, which Rawlings came out of, and then you have the civilian court, which is normally most presidents. There is law within the military. It is not against the constitution of Burkina Faso to have a military coup, so long as the military person does what he's supposed to do and hand it back to civilians. That's what
That's
Rawlings.
correct. And
Let
that's
me say this.
correct.
Let me say this, right? Correct me, man, St. James. May correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because I think the government of Burkina Faso approved bring back death penalty in December, right? Last year.
What happened?
Last year, right?
What happened?
They brought back the death penalty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in late December, right? If I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, somewhere in December or November.
So I think the intel of Burkina Faso already cut up what these men were doing for a couple months now. So I think that's why they approved this death penalty. Let's not push too far and everything. Let's just wait and see what the government of Burkina Faso is going to do at the end of the day, because they do have tremendous evidence.
Absolutely.
They do have tremendous evidence. So it's up to them. So let's not jump the ship too quick.
No, the evidence is pointing out it's conclusive. Like we know he has done a lot.
Because they brought the democracy back for a reason.
Yeah. Togo wouldn't turn. Togo was asked many times to turn him over. Now, if Togo is doing it, that means they got their own information, and they compared it to what Burkina has. That's why they did it, because you could not. And then to Naja, what I was trying to explain to you is not that I don't putting this guy to death, right? I'm not here advocating for his freedom. I just want you to understand. And based on the history of my country and for everything that has happened, I want peace for my people, and especially the military. They were so divided on so many fronts by many presidents, and this guy, whether we like him or not, he was once our president, right? And he has a lot of people that still support him, that like him. You see what I'm saying? And the fact that, don't forget, this guy, they did the coup together with Traore to overthrow the former president. They were in the same team. So whether he was trying to kill Traore, he was trying to do whatever bad things to the country, I get it. But we should use that one as an example for the others. I'm not saying to free him. No. Let me finish. Let me make my point. Tunaja, please. Traore has done tremendous things. I just don't want his legacy to be tainted by this one.
What?
He's a scumbag. Let me finish. You guys are not ready.
You guys don't understand.
Listen.
don't understand.
Giving this guy life without parole is a great punishment. Life without parole in a military prison,
punishment than death.
In a military prison,
you guys are not serious.
A former president that was living lavishly in Togo, in a military prison without parole. I mean, that's the best punishment. Killing this guy, Tunaja. Even you were mentioning this guy, your former president, right? This will be the first to tell you guys in Nigeria, oh, you guys like military regime. Look at what Traore just did. No evidence, no anything. They just put this guy into a kangaroo court. No, Tunaja. They put this guy into a kangaroo court. They collude with Togo. Got this guy back to Burkina and killed him. That will be the image of Traore for the next 5 years. I'm telling you.
That's what I've been trying to tell tonight.
Let me explain something.
Tonight, you need to shut up, bro. Hold on. Let me say this. Can you just stop? Why do you guys just like to insult? If you don't have knowledge, just don't insult. Yeah, but you didn't listen to what I said.
I hear your point already.
I said he's not going to give France the pleasure
Oh my
That's
God.
that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro.
That is a
He's not going to
pleasure.
give the West the pleasure. They want him. They want him to take to kill him because they want the excuse to see. You see, this is a rebel ass government and so forth and so on. That's what they want. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to give them the pleasure. You see what he did to a lot of prisoners. He took the prisoners them out of jail. You see what I'm saying? And put them into farming and all different type of stuff. That's what he did. You see what I'm saying? That's how you break. That's how you break the system. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's how you break
Have
the
we finished
system.
talking? Have we finished
You see?
talking? Now,
You
let
have to
me see.
understand though.
The system you are describing here, you think you are running the kindergarten, that's your mistake. And you think you are valuing life, but you are not. Because you forget that to create you that is standing there, if you just go back 400 to maybe 800 years, it took more than 1 million people to create one person. And some other person that goes and causes the loss of life, you go and spare that person. No. And the nations, you look at America that they built today, when they were building it, they were not that sympathetic to this nonsense that people are talking about. If you did this type of stuff when they were building their nation, you will fall. They don't mess about. It's after you have a little bit of stability, a little bit of success, you can afford to be a little bit more magnanimous. The moment things get tough, watch them. Watch how
Today is today.
come.
Today is different.
Let me
Today
finish.
is
Let me
today.
finish what I'm saying. You finish talking your
Okay.
See,
Hey guys,
systematically,
look,
you are
let's
trying to
move it down.
copy.
Right,
You are
let's
trying to
move
copy. You are not at their stage. You are not at the stage they are at. You are supposed to be setting strong these institutions. When you want to build a strong institution, you have to have a strong regime that does strong things. Then after that regime goes away, the institution will endure during the period of stability and peace. That is what Ghana is enjoying right now because of what Rawlings did. Many African countries didn't get that kind of gift. And if you look at what Stalin did, that's what he did for this in Russia. And look at what Mao Zedong did for this in China. And Lin Kuan Yew did. The pattern is the same. Even Western countries, they did the same too. If you keep trying to copy people that are already ahead of you, you are going to fail because you're not setting the right example.
To Niger, they're not trying to copy nobody, bro. I'm telling you.
You just said it just now that they're going to give them the. Who cares what you give them?
They're not going to
Since
give.
when should he care about what the French think? He never cared. He never cared what the French think. Why should he care now? Why should he care now if he never cared what the French think thought of him before now? Why should he care? What you should be caring about is the life of the people that man is about to cross.
Tunaja, it's not about caring. It's about the message you convey to these people. Like, listen, the image. No. I get your point, Tunaja. The image that is being, shared with the Western world about Traore is very, is very bad, right? And I'm not saying like I said, Tunaja, I'm not advocating for his freedom, regardless of what is going to happen to him. I just want the people within that country are the ones that matter to me. You see what I'm saying? Like I told you, based on the history of our country, we have seen a lot of killings, a lot of presidents being toppled, a lot of sad things all over the place. So it's either we're gonna break that cycle or we're gonna remain stuck. I just don't want, for me, I don't want the legacy of this guy to be tainted with the killing of listen, I'm telling
He's
you,
setting an example. You see it as painted, but you're not seeing it as
what this guy has done right tonight is very bad.
I think this guy is some kind of fluffy. You think he's some kind of fluffy this thing.
This guy being put in prison, right? If he get life without parole, no, Tunaja.
Look at him like that, he's going to fail. If you keep looking at him like that, he's going to fail.
You now listen to me. I said this very one that I'm talking about. I'm not saying the next one. I am just saying this one has to be the example.
But he's the example.
Listen.
Oh my God.
No. He saw that. Listen. No, Tunaja.
Give me an example. Let me ask you. Give me an example of any nation that's emerged without having a strong leader to set an example.
Traore has already demonstrated that. He doesn't need to prove that to anybody.
He has done the wrong one by being magnanimous. People that want to destroy the nation.
Listen.
It takes strength also not to kill somebody. Okay,
absolutely.
That's a certain strength also.
Oh my God.
Tunaja, if he gets,
that's nonsense.
Tunaja, I explained that to you. You didn't listen to me. The guy, right?
Somebody that has cost loss of life should face the consequences.
The guy that just got brought back to Burkina Faso is not the ringleader. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Exactly.
He's not the ringleader. So it's somebody they put in place to do a job. We need the person who sent them to do the job. That's what we're looking for, the big fish. This guy, we knew this. He has a lot of things that we can use.
If he's big enough, he should also face the consequences.
Listen. We rather have this guy turning into an asset than a liability.
For coup plotters.
Bro, I know. Listen,
tomorrow when they kill him, you start saying, "Oh, Africans
at this time, right? At this time, what point do you prove by killing this guy? What point do you prove?
The point you prove is that anybody that tries to take your regime out, they pay with their life.
Do you know West Africans? Do you know West Africans?
It's the greatest offense you can commit to that.
Do you know West Africans? Do you know West Africans? You're a West African. Do you know West African? Do you think some of these people care?
Which people care?
They will still try you.
Yeah, let them try, but that's the point. You set an example, the highest example. Not like when you finish, then you just go and sit in some nice.
Listen, it would be better.
We got.
What just happened? It's like
Danful offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshi traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.